Hello everyone, I'm CrypticFox, and welcome back to another live stream. We're doing something a little different tonight. We're playing Oxygen Not Included. Now, the only reason it's different is because I don't normally play it on Saturday nights. Usually I do something else, but since I missed the stream on Thursday night as a result of accidentally falling asleep while putting my daughter to bed, I thought it'd be fun to play a little bit of catch-up. We'll play some Oxygen Included tonight, make a little progress with our colony, and hopefully make our progress toward the surface of the asteroid. I'd like to get up there so we can start building our fancy telescope thing, so that we can do the research we need to start making astronauts and stuff and move our way towards the rocket, the whole rocket assembly and building and everything. Now, we probably won't get a telescope built today. Ideally, I would like to get to the surface and then have a room set up there that the duplicants can go into where they can actually breathe and stuff. But we probably won't get to the telescope because we need things like iron and a variety of other things. So probably a bunch of things we're going to have to tackle today. As usual, we're always kind of keep an eye on things like oxygen levels, which have been doing quite well so far. Temperature and things in the colony are a little bit on the warm side, and that's probably in part because I did... Oh, man, it's definitely running a little slowly right now. I dug up a couple of wheezeworts down here because things were super cold in this chamber, and now the air that's coming out is a little bit on the warm side, so we're going to have to replant these. We'll make sure that's taken care of. I think somebody actually pointed that out in a comment on the last stream, so thank you very much for that. You are absolutely correct. We should deal with that. And where did all that water come from? I completely forget. Hopefully this won't chug too much. I have a video that's rendering in the background. That's why we're late starting today. I apologize for the couple-minute late start. It should finish rendering shortly, and then that will hopefully free up some of my system memory, and the thing won't be quite so laggy. In the meantime, I'll just try to remember to pause when I'm scrolling around so that we don't end up with some weird funky lagginess. Now, oh, that's where the water came from. I forgot I was digging this up. So, I'm changing the flow of the water that goes into the piping here. I'm going to send the water around behind the plants so that the temperature that the plants are at will be a little bit more manageable because it's starting to get a little bit warm up here and things aren't growing very well. So we're going to change the little priority on these. And why can't I see my priorities? Because we're not on the priority overlay. That's why we're not. There we go. Oh, it's already a 6. Okay, that's fine. So they can take care of that. But welcome everyone who's here in the stream so far. I'm glad all of you were able to make it. It's kind of an odd day for Oxygen Not Included, so I apologize for missing Thursday night, but hopefully we can get some stuff done tonight. I'll kind of get things taken care of. Lily, do you play any musical instruments? Not actively, no. I mean, when I was in high school, I played saxophone. I think, actually I played saxophone for about 5 or 6 years, I think. So I learned to play that, and I toy around a little bit with a guitar, but I couldn't exactly say that I play it, so I'm not going to count that. But no, I don't really have any musical instruments I play. I have the same issue with the farm tiles or slippery slope. Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, sometimes they work perfectly fine for me. Other times I get this weird thing where the water won't pass into them properly. So I don't know. I did break a tile or a pipe in here at one point, which I should probably make sure they're going to fix for me. That taken care of in there. The tiles that I'm putting in here, I decided not to use insulated tile, obviously, because I want the coolness from the water to sort of cool the area by the plants, and hopefully that will stop them from stifling under the heat, because these lights are producing a little heat, and the colony in general is kind of warming up. It's kind of all that stuff. Polani with the super chat. Super chat for all my hashtag PoBros. Heart, thank you for the extra Oni. Thanks, Polani. It's technically not extra Oni, I guess, since we missed Thursday, but I'm happy you could make it. Happy I could make it. I didn't fall asleep this time. Go gadget me. So we probably are going to want to look at having some exosuits for our duplicates and have to start going up towards the surface too. Now, I don't think we have... we have a little bit of algae, so I could actually set up an oxygen generation room of oh man, there's a ton of algae right here. So I can set up an oxygen generation room to set up some exosuits. And I think I'll do the exosuits like right here, so that as they come in here, they'll use them to go out this way. Now, sometimes they go up top, so I think I'm going to build an alternate route for them to get up there. So they won't put on the exosuits to run around up here where all the electrical wiring and stuff is. I gotta remember to pause while I'm scrolling because this is really laggy right now. Try to remember to pause while scroll that, and we'll build that so we have a separate route to get up there. But this is where I'm gonna build my oxygen or my my exosuits here. Maybe I'll convert this into like a chamber for oxygen since the oxalight's all gone in here anyway. Create some space in here, and then hopefully we can get some of this hydrogen to kind of move its way up. using a little room and an algae, an algae deoxidizer, we can pack this with oxygen that we can then pump into our exosuits rather than stealing it from the rest of the colony, and then it'll have its own separate supply, which I think should be okay. Hooray for dancing dupes. Hey, X-Ray, welcome. Yeah, Helicard saxophone. Saxophone. We do need to produce steel, too. Now, I was working on making some lime and things. Iron to iron ore. I don't remember how we make... Oh, I think we need we gotta build a forge to make the steel. Somewhere here in refinement, I believe there is something we haven't made before. No, actually, it should be the metal refinery. I don't think there's anything we have to do special to make steel. I just don't think we can make it in here. So we have iron to iron ore, wolframite to tungsten, eggshell to lime, copper to all the rocks to sands and stuff. Lots of ways to produce sand now. I think I was kind of avoiding making the metal refinery because it produces so much heat, takes so much power and everything, but karaoke machine's a musical instrument, right? I don't think it technically is. I mean, we could count it as one, I suppose. I do occasionally do karaoke. So if we want to be completely not technically accurate, yes, we can count that. That'll work for me. I'm going to set a ladder up here. This might even be the start of our progress upward. So over here is where we dug up to get into this area because I wanted to uncover whatever volcano is right here. But this ladder here, we could theoretically continue up, or we could build another one. Along the way, I'm going to have to create some little oxygen chambers, I think. Ultimately, if we can get enough plastic created, I want to create the little tube system to shoot the duplicants up there at, like, lightning speeds. Save some effort that way, too, would be good. Did the video rendering finish? The game looks so slow. No, it's in the background running. It's at, like, I don't know what percentage it's at, but it's really close. It's almost finished. Conan, what is the riddle of steel? Thanks for the super chat, BDS. Use a CPU, not GPU, necessarily the memory. Well, yeah, the trouble is it's in general when it's rendering a video. So not only am I rendering a video, but I'm also running the game. Plus, I'm also pushing content out on stream, which is consuming, memory and power and stuff. And the software that Elgato has is really, it's not very well optimized. It runs really good, but it sucks a lot of computer power also. So in general, I have a lot of things going on the computer right now. So it is a little bit laggy. The size of the colony does impact that too. I forgot we had this turned on still. We need to shut this down for now. I still want to bring more duplicants into this colony because I'm some sort of a masochist. I want to have a bigger colony, even though it really makes no sense. But I haven't gotten to the point of doing that yet. I should double check on our water supply to make sure we have a good flow coming for our oxygen. This is all looking good so far. Our oil is coming in, so we've got plastics being produced. Those are being sent up top here where they're being stored in here. So we do have some plastics in here. What have we got in here in total? 865 kilograms. So they should be in a position to start making beds and stuff out of them too, which would be good. The first super chat was the old GIF. Oh, was it? Oh, hold on a second. That might not be a regular super chat. I gotta figure out how to get to the donations thing in. So Streamlabs has its own donation mechanism. So when you donate on Streamlabs, it should come up on the overlay as well, but I don't see it in the normal area. I've got to try and find that. But it has the old GIF instead of the new one. If I can figure out where it is in here. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Snoops. $26.74 donation through Streamlabs. So thank you so much. And the message for that was just for being you. Thanks, Snoops. I appreciate that. And I gotta remember to keep this thing open so I can keep an eye on those because I constantly miss those. They pop up in the overlay on the on my recording software, but I don't see them in the chat and stuff. So thank you for that. Oh, I got it. Sorry, Durgan. I don't catch everything. Bringing in new dupes is not masochistic on your part. It's a dupe rights violation. Yeah, I mean, we really put them in the worst of positions because, I'm in the habit of running large colonies now in terms of like the number of duplicants I have in here. It's clearly not fair to them. They have to run around. Ooh, actually, it's not laggy anymore. It looks like my video render finished, so that's good. Excellent. Don't have to worry about that anymore. Plastics are well in production. This is all running good. We got power down here still, although we don't have any ore down here. So this is gonna run out of power soon, and this is the system that's powering all of our fancy plastic production. So we'll see how that goes. Jess Stewart, $2 super chat. How's more cowbell and all this dupe orchestra? Actually, let's see. I can't remember who died. We've had 4 duplicates die on us. We've had Sun Honey Sage, unfortunately, passed away last stream. James Holman, Moss A, and Skitty Pete all unfortunately bit the duplicant bullet. Down they go. To pay respects for those poor duplicants. Hey, Anna, welcome. Can't wait to watch back the stream tomorrow. Thanks, Stoned Avocado. Welcome to the stream. Sorry to ask, but can you show me how your plastic conveyor system works? I can never figure that system out. Oh, okay. So, yeah, the shipping thing comes up every now and then. So we have, I have it set up with an auto sweeper down here. So the 2 machines are pointed in the same direction. When you click on the auto sweeper, you can see it highlight the range that it can reach out and grab things. So the sweeper has two capabilities. It can pick things up, and it can also put things into like storage containers or into active machinery and things. So not only could you use it as an efficient way to clean up, but you can also use it to feed machines. So these are producing plastic, and they drop on the floor. The sweeper picks them up, and I have this here conveyor loader set up to handle plastics. So if you go down to manufacturable stuff, I have it set specifically for plastics, and then I set the priority. It doesn't. In this case, it doesn't really matter because it's not performing multiple functions with the plastic. It's just taking it. It loads it into the conveyor. The conveyor loader is connected to the conveyor rail, and the conveyor rail goes between point A and point B, and it comes out up top here with our conveyor receptacle, which is the end point. So the plastics will move up and reach the end of this, and then I have a second sweeper here that picks up the items off of this conveyor and sticks them into storage for me, which is actually done just there. Here comes some more plastic. It just picks it up and moves it over. So it's just kind of a convenient way to have it set up to feed things. Now, I also have the similar system set up down below. These 2 auto sweepers were taking coal out of these 2 storage containers and feeding it automatically into our coal generators. And apparently I'm taking some damage down here. Why is he? Oh, no, he's actually he's using the power control station to boost the power production on this particular machine. So these will automatically feed coal into these, so they'll produce power for me without the duplicants having to go down and manually feed the coal into them all the time. The trouble is, this is unfortunately not getting a supply of coal. So we might actually need to get a conveyor rail headed down here to send coal down there. So that could be a little bit more automated too. That would be handy. Why is there an ad on a live stream? There pretty much always is. Ads are pretty much always turned on in my content, and then it's just a question of whether they have something that they serve up or not. This piping is almost done, but they didn't do that one little segment, so these plants still aren't growing. How are they making out up here? They haven't started that ladder yet. There's gonna be a weird setup right here with the exosuits, but I'm gonna put a ladder just inside the door. I'm going to do this. I don't think nobody needs to go up top just yet. Maybe I can give them another access point. You know what? I've oxygenated this whole side over here. Actually, we've hydrogenated it too. I got to get rid of that hydrogen if we can. Maybe I'll create just put a door right here instead. The duplicants can just take a different route to get up top, and then I won't have to mess around with any kind of weird, kind of funky building stuff. We'll throw a mechanized airlock in here. Deconstruct these. Once they get those taken care of, we'll throw in a mechanized airlock. That'll give them an alternate route, and then I don't have to worry about them having a thing over here set up. Evalca, Evalca, I don't know how to pronounce that. Evalca, $5 super chat. Howdy, do you think moving one of your vents lower would help oxygen distribution since they're currently above farm tiles, which don't allow airflow? How do you mean? So, like these ones here, you mean? My oxygen right now, in terms of like my gas, this is my gas distribution here. So it's coming in at the same point, the same height anyway, on both sides of the colony. So I actually have a fairly even distribution of the oxygen in the colony. You're right, the airflow tiles, or the tiles here don't have airflow mechanism, so it doesn't let gases pass down. But by keeping everything at a relatively high pressure, it still kind of accomplishes the same thing. The lower area here is not quite as oxygenated as it was before, but I also just recently opened this up to let oxygen flood into the area where we're doing our hatch farming. So that might actually have some impact on it as well. Do I play any musical instruments? I think I answered that, Lily. I played saxophone when I was in high school, and I toy around a little bit with a guitar, though I can't really say I can play it. But that's about it. Take time to show me that seriously you're the coolest. No trouble. Yeah, it's funny. I think it's just one of those things that a lot of people don't get to the point of the game that they're using a lot. It takes a fair amount of materials because you have to use refined metal to build your auto sweepers and stuff. But once you get them set up, they are pretty handy. I really need to clean up this water, guys. Come on. How did nobody get around to cleaning this thing yet? I mean, aside from the fact that I've prioritized them on other tasks, I'm surprised they didn't clean up that water yet. How's our water flow in here now? You gotta be kidding me. I got the same problem going the other way. Let's get these pipes emptied. Maybe these are causing a problem. If I could drain the water out of those and cut them off, that might help. I might actually have to do individual pipelines down into this one. It's funny that the bottom one's working perfectly fine. No issues at all. Only the top one's a problem. Kind of frustrating. Let's empty this pipe too. It might refill it. We'll have to see. Oh, your Wi-Fi cut out. Oh, that's sorry. No worries. Okay, so I'm going to cancel this ladder. I don't need to build this. We can deconstruct the ladder that's here. Get rid of that. Oh, where's it going? Oh, I took it the short way. Okay, let's throw a door in here now. My challenge is going to be I have them working on a bunch of different builds right now. So it's, there you go. You can take that route. Oh no, this ladder's gonna have to go too eventually. Otherwise, we're gonna wind up in a situation where if I look at this ladder, it'll create a situation where they can get around the exosuit thing. I need to do something with the hydrogen that's in here. I mean, I could just pump oxygen and it will compress it, but it's already at a fairly high concentration. If I could pump that out of there and send it to something for power generation, that would be better. Let's go and let's set up a little hydrogen generator in here. I do not have any gold amalgamates not spoken for, apparently. Oh, you know what? Because I have them like constantly building refined gold here, which we have a fair amount of now. I'm gonna leave that. Would you consider playing Minecraft, and have you ever played it before? I have played it before, but no, I definitely would not play it on the stream. Or on the channel, rather. I think I find the Streamlab one was from Anonymous. Oh, sorry. It's from Anonymous, but it has a platform ID. I'm so confused. It's got Donor Anonymous, platform ID, and then it's got a name. Sorry, Snoops. Peach Vodka and Diet Coke. Finally found your perfect drink. Peach Vodka and Diet Coke. How is that a perfect drink? That's scary. Don't forget the gold volcano on the top right. Yes, we do have that also. So way over here somewhere. I don't remember where it is. Oh, right here. We have a gold volcano here, too, that we started to kind of dig around. There's so much stuff we have on the go in our poor little duplicant colony right now. All the eggs down here. Let's get these things set up for more incubation. We're going to be able to have barbecue soon. Actually, we can even just make omelets, I guess. Once these are all filled with eggs, I should probably just set up the egg cracker and do a bunch of omelets. Omelets. Not that I like eggs, but the duplicants seem to like them. Ooh, look at all this natural gas. What's going on here? I have the wrong thing here, I think. No filtered gas element selected. What? This isn't even a filter. This is just a sensor. Let's set this for natural gas. There it goes. Man, I can't believe that wasn't turned on. That's so weird. All right, so we have this set up for natural gas. So now as natural gas builds up in here, it's going to take the pump and compress it into these gas reservoirs, which look like they're going to fill up relatively quickly, actually. That's kind of cool. Then we can ultimately make use of the gas that we're condensing in there, too. Nice. That'll be handy. Yeah, black tea in a 1-gallon container next to you. That's a fair amount of black tea. That spells trip to the bathroom soon. All right, let's get another... Over here, stations. We're going to need another exosuit checkpoint. I guess we'll put that here. Get some exosuit docks in here. This, of course, are going to require power and oxygen for the suits, but we're working on getting a supply of additional algae here so that we can create oxygen for those. How dare you? Peach Diet Coke, I'm ready for suffocation shots. I should have picked up some Coke today. I could have had a rum and Coke. I've been craving one all weekend. Pretty much since Friday. Good old Friday. Am I going to get more power? Yeah, I mean, I have a couple of power systems running now. So, I mean, I have the coal generators running up here. Then they're actually producing more power than I need. But we will need more power ultimately. I'm going to set up a hydrogen power generator. I forgot to turn this off again. Let's reject these for now and disable this thing. Disable building. So I'm going to set another hydrogen power generator over here and connect it up to the smart battery also, so we can pump the hydrogen that's out of here. We'll probably end up with most of the hydrogen actually in the pipe. And then I won't even need it anymore because it'll just kind of be accessible. It's going to be short-term power, really, because there's nothing here that's producing hydrogen. What's this game all about? What's the point of it all? Pretty much the whole point of it is to build a successful and thriving colony. There's not really a grander point beyond that. It's just there's so much you could do in it in terms of like creative problem solving and all that kind of stuff. Ooh, look how far over that snoring goes. I wonder if they're disturbing each other. They don't seem to be. I think they're resting. Let's deconstruct these. Get some more plastic beds in here so we get some more fancy sleeping quarters. These ones can go, these can go, and this can go. Yes. Oh, sorry. They broke the bed right under Caleb. He's sleeping on the floor now. Sorry, Caleb. Didn't realize they were going to do that. This is pretty cool. I'm going to wind up with a decent amount of comfortable living around here. Is that granite? No, that's igneous rock. I want these made out of granite. That's my furniture. Live epically, $2 super chat. No Coke. Make the next best drink. Next best drink. Rum and rum. Arr. That's a good pirate drink, but unfortunately, that's not conducive to good streaming for me. Entertaining streaming maybe, but not good streaming for me. So it says, yeah, you want your money? Well, come and get it, because I don't know where it is, you baloney. Let's get all that swept up so we don't wreck the decor. There should be soundproof tiles. Oh, that would be kind of cool. I mean, there are. If we had solid tiles, we could do that. I could put like real like solid doors and stuff on here, but then it blocks the flow of oxygen, so I just tend not to do it. Is Steam reliable? Nah, Steam's actually really tough to manage. You have to like continuously be heating the water in order to maintain any kind of consistent flow. So generally the ones that tend to be the most consistent or the easiest to use are things like your coal generators. They're obviously very simple. Natural gas power works really well. And actually we are building up a store of natural gas down here that we'll ultimately be able to use. Oh man, actually we're going to need to use it sooner rather than I thought. So what I can do down here is set a natural gas system here, but I kind of need to connect it to the main trunk line because I want to distribute the power where it's needed, not only into only a single one of my power branches. So if you haven't seen my layout here, this is my current power grid. I have it basically broken off into 4 areas. Is it 4? Maybe 5? 4. There's this one here that's a fairly long one, but it has a lot of like random things attached to it that only are used sporadically, so it's not consuming huge amounts of power. This one in the middle basically runs the jukebox because it consumes crazy amounts of power. This one on the right branches off and covers all the systems down here. This one's attached to the left side one. The very far right one I have over here to power some stuff in our hatch farm, and then it's also going to be running some stuff up here by the volcano to use an auto sweeper from there. That'll have to be made so it doesn't melt on us. So what I want to do is connect the power to the main trunk line so it distributes it to the whole system and doesn't just send it into one of these little channels I have set up. And I had 2 super chats. Jess, that's the new challenge. Drunk duping. Thanks for the super chat. Polani, still wanting Cryptic and Kazi drunk live stream. Well, like I said, it might be entertaining, but I don't know if that's necessarily good content for my channel, being family friendly and all. I'm sure it would be funny, but yeah, this whole plumbing system is really irritating me. It's just not working. I don't know why the irrigated tiles sometimes just don't work. So we're gonna have to do individual branches. And hopefully this will allow the water to flow correctly into everything. Now it's going down and flowing through and causing the same bottleneck. All right, that's just fabulous. Why are these plants not consuming what I need them to? It's killing me over here. Does drywall still need to be built one at a time? Is it useful decor-wise? It has no use decor-wise. It doesn't give you any benefit. It does have to be built one at a time, unfortunately. So when you grab it, you can't like... you can kind of drag it around, but you can't do like a zone area. You kind of have to build them one at a time. But it doesn't give you any decor benefit, unfortunately. CrypticFox After Dark, law. Well, I have CrypticFox Unleashed. I guess we could do it over there. This whole plumbing thing is gonna really start to irritate me. Look it's doing like this crazy route now. It's not even going and individually going down into the tiles anymore. It's trying to go down and follow the flow through them. So I'm gonna need to break those. But that's gonna cause some major flooding when I do it, I think. Deconstruct all this. Get rid of all this plumbing in here. Hopefully it won't cause major flooding, but we'll see what happens. I have a feeling. What's going on here? Oh, they took a shower. Right. Have a good night, Lily. Thanks for coming out. Pray for your laptop. It's on life support. Probably won't make it through the night. No, Psychotic. That's terrible. Life support power-wise or, like, actual functionability-wise? Deconstruct the pipe out of the farm tiles and then reconnect the pipes down. Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. It's just, such a nuisance. This needs to be disabled. No, not deconstruct. Disabled. There we go. So they can actually go through here. I also need to connect this to the power grid, obviously. So we might as well go ahead and we'll connect it right to the main trunk line. Just hook it up off of this. And that way I don't have to worry about power load. Power consumption's still an issue, but power load, not so much. What did I choose to make that out of? Wolframite. What am I doing? Don't make that out of wolframite. That's silly. Let's try that again, but with like 30% less fail. Let's make it out of iron instead. There we go. It'd been like the longer version of so much for so many years. It felt wrong. Sorry, I'm so confused. I must have missed something. Oh wait, are you talking about Steam? As in the where you buy only reliable? Oh yeah, Steam's fantastic. Steam's amazing. Super convenient, because you buy the game, you get to download it immediately, so you immediately have it. You don't have to go off to the store to get it. They often have sales and things, so yeah, it's great. I have 50 or 60 games on Steam. It is definitely very, very good. Nothing to fear with Steam. Let's go ahead and try setting this up now. Oh, we did cause a little flooding down here. Unfortunately, it looks like it's kind of made a mess with some of the plants too. So let's get that mopped up. How much flooding fell down? Ooh, a lot. My duplicant is going to spend more time cleaning up water messes today than doing anything else, I think. Oh, look at all the water down here. Man, I made a big mess. It's like 10 kilograms per little tile on that pipe. So unfortunately, when you break them, things get messy, and that's not good for stress. Flooded the farm. Yeah, we got it. We're working on it. Getting that cleaned up. Finally, the water's flowing into these correctly. Body temperature is still an issue, but now that water's moving through here, the temperature should help. 26.9 degrees. Liquid pipe at 27. Still not handling the temperature for the bristle blossoms, but we'll see. Let's see if this starts to moderate the temperature a little bit. These lights are kind of warm. Oh, man, more mess. Get rid of them. Come on, just mop everything up in there, please. No more water on the floor. We don't need that. I think it's looping the end. Try removing the pipes to the end. Well, the reason I did that initially, I mean, it's still okay here now. It's fine. Hasn't finished the final pipe here, but there they go. Now we got it. The reason I went with this branch up top here was because, A, I wanted to try to control the temperatures, but then I also wanted to send the water in a different way, because the water was originally flowing in this way, and while it was working fine before, it stopped working, and then it just wouldn't pass it along. So, like, down here, it's moving no issues. Up here, it just wasn't. So now they have their own dedicated water flow, so it should be fine that way. What's funny is it looks like these are still consuming water, even though the plants themselves are stifled. It's still... by body temperature, it's still consuming water, which makes no sense, but it's gradually working. It's working. Try radiant pipe behind the plants. Yeah, we could do that. It shouldn't necessarily require radiant piping. This should... I wanted to gradually cool it, but if the water coming in gets too cold... Actually, it's going to stay at a pretty fixed temperature, I think, based on where I'm setting it. I think we had it running through the aqua tuner over here, which is going to run out. That's good times. Huh. We require more of the waters. We could tap up into this and let the water run down. That will get us some additional clean water. It'll also give us an alternate route that people can go with the exosuits, which isn't necessarily a good thing. So I'll have to be cautious of that. Probably I'll block it off with a liquid tile, but let's go like this. Give ourselves access to another source of water for our little duplicants here. There we go, take care of that. I will prioritize the one below a little bit higher, so they dig this out before they do the top part. And make sure it all flows through properly. So we'll dump it all down here, and it should flow into this tank, and that'll give us additional water flow for all the stuff that's feeding. Because this is not moving any water. What's going on here? Why are you not moving any water? Ooh, I wonder if this is not getting enough coal. I need to set up a conveyor system for our coal. Over here we have duplicants, or not duplicants, we have hatches pooping out coal everywhere. Which is apparently getting cleaned up. I think I must have told them to store it somewhere. Maybe they're just bringing it into the main colony to store it. But we need to get some coal down the bottom there. Get that a little more consistent feed. Is the lock at the bottom left built proper? This one here? Nah. I broke it off on purpose, actually. It was built correctly, but then I wanted to get some CO2 down here for our mushrooms. And the reality is, germs over here are not really a problem right now because we're not. It's not full of polluted oxygen, so they have no way to propagate in the atmosphere. And the puffs that are over here, they breathe up the polluted oxygen as fast as it's created. So realistically, the germs are all surface germs down here, and I'm not really too worried about them. So I left this airlock open just so the CO2 that from the colony would ensure that we had enough continuous CO2 for our mushroom plants. These down here, this is making mushrooms. This one is making stuffed berries, so that's good. In terms of food, we have 20 fried mushrooms, 5 regular mushrooms, and 2 stuffed berries, giving us 79,000 kilocalories. I'd like to have some more stuffed berries. Stuffed berries would be good. Where is our cooking ingredients? Raw egg. Ooh, we have 12 kilograms of raw eggs. Switch this over to omelets for now. There's a bug in the aqua tuner area. Tiles are missing. Are they? I don't think so. I just dug a... I mean, these don't really matter. Like, the water that we dig out from up here should fall straight down onto here. It's going to flood all this stuff and then dump in here. But I don't think there's any tiles. Oh, these here. They're trying to mop something that doesn't exist. We'll get rid of that. It's just an old chunk of coal. I don't want stone hatches. Yeah, well, they've kind of been propagating all on their own. I'm not even trying to make them. They just keep ending up here. So I've got a bunch of them at the bottom. I might actually start turning them into dinner. What do the stone hatches even produce? I've never even paid attention to that. I always just work with regular hatches. What the? Undiscovered. More research or exploration required. For hatches? That's weird. Stone hatch. They eat all the stuff and they produce coal. This one's not clear about what rate of coal it produces, though. Let's try clicking on them. Let's see. I know the different hatches produce like a different ratio of like what they consume relative to what they produce. I can't remember what it is. Massey the one, $1.99 super chat. Thanks, Massey. Appreciate that. Thank you for the support. Let's get these beds in here deconstructed. We'll finish building out the wonderful comfy beds for our duplicants that we started on the last stream. Oh, that's weird. They got up because I told them to break the bed. Huh. Alright, so I disturbed their sleep before I even broke their bed. Go me. Space hatches are coming. Well, they have the gassy moos. Those are space cows. We kind of have those going already. Up here, I want to build more things. More stuff and things. Let's dig this out. Actually, I don't even need to dig it. I can just tell them to build, and they'll handle the digging when I do it. In the power area, we're going to grab a heavy watt joint plate. Apparently they can't build it there. All right, we'll build it over here. That works too. The Hellfires are preparing for the Great Hatch Uprising. Yeah, they're going to take over everything. As long as they don't start eating the duplicants, I guess. So if I started a hatch gang in Oni, would they be my hench hatches? I guess they would be. Live epically. Not henchmen, hench hatches. I'm going to throw an algae deoxidizer in here. I don't even know if that will connect that way. Ah, didn't mean to do that. I made a derp. A derp. I also don't want to make it out of wolframite. Let's make this out of iron. Oxygen. We'll get our algae deoxidizer here. We're going to throw a gas pump in here as well. That can go... Doesn't really matter where. I guess we'll keep it on the low end because we're going to went with hydrogen up top. But maybe I should... I'll put it up top maybe because as I'm super indecisive, I'm going to pump all the hydrogen out here first. And then I could just repurpose the pump and use it for the oxygen for the suits. So initially we're going to send this down and then over this way, I guess. In here, I'm going to build another... Where are we here? Another hydrogen generator. Ooh, I don't have room. There's no room. I'll have to send it all the way over here. All right. I guess we can do that. Take all this up with the fancy water flow. Oh, they started building the ladder from top down, so they're getting all wet. Good job, duplicants. Excellent work. Evening, Mr. CrypticFox. Planning on breaching today? Yeah, we're going to do our best. My intention is to dig up towards the surface today, and we'll see what we can do to try to get our duplicants up through the opening into the vacuums of space area, and then we're probably not going to get the telescope constructed today because it's going to require steel, which I don't have prepared. But ultimately, once we get that ready, that'll be an option too. It's going to take a little while to get that going, though. Man, I'm really running low on materials here for metals. Connect that there. If I was smart, I would just use a little transformer here and save all the electricity that I'm consuming with this, or all the metal I'm consuming with all the heavy watt wire. I already have it built down here. I guess it doesn't matter. Whatever. You can send that hydrogen to the thermal nullifier. I could do that, yeah. Make things colder down bottom there. I don't necessarily have a discrete purpose for that just yet. But you're right, I could do that. In the meantime, I'm just going to use it for power consumption, I think. Or power production, rather. Mesh tile. Out of, gosh, I don't even know. Don't even know. Yeah, stop digging down there. How about you start from the bottom first? If I do build priority 6 on everything except for that top one, maybe they'll go with try to build it from the bottom instead. That might be better. Can I build the hydrogen generator over here with that ladder? Yeah, I can. Good. Good, good. I do not have gold amalgam. Find me some gold. I used it all up making fancy refined stuff. There's gold out here. Give me this gold. Nobody using that gold. I want it. that gold too. There we go. I can dig all that out. That'll give me a little bit more gold. I'm actually surprised I ran out. I really need to get that volcano set up so we can get refined gold up there, and then I don't have to actually make refined gold anymore. We can just collect it. That would be better. In general, what is going on here? Why does that not have power? Is there one? No, there's one little segment of wire not built there. Good times. Have I breached the surface in previous games? I have, yeah. So you have to be a little bit careful as you get closer to the surface, because anything where the background is space, even if you haven't necessarily gotten through the top crust, turns into a vacuum. So you kind of have to like set up a control mechanism before you get all the way up there to make sure that you don't breach into the vacuum and vent the atmosphere from inside your asteroid. So we'll get that set up, but I have been up there before, yeah. How do they have one little ladder piece? You know what? You guys don't even need to build that ladder. Oh yes, you do. there's a little bit of slime in the way there. Get that taken care of. Mo A with a $10 super chat. Hashtag more food. Hashtag less death. Hope all goes well this stream. Thanks, Mo. Appreciate the super chat. Thanks very much. All the support has been fantastic. Thank you. Oh, I need more beds over here. Forgot to do those. Yeah, they're producing food at a pretty steady rate right now. We're not really gaining ground so much. Mostly just sort of treading water, which isn't necessarily great. Let's get this swept up here. Double check our decor. It's looking mostly okay, except what I got going on down here. Core value plus 14. Not really a lot of great decor here. I mean, I could put some little statues and stuff to help that, but they're not really suffering. They're running around at 0% stress. I think they'll be fine. Shows you're on Xbox Live. Are you on Xbox Go Anywhere? Play Anywhere? No. This is on a PC game that I'm playing on Steam. I don't think my Xbox is on. I don't know. Beats me. As far as I know, it's not on. They have not built this yet. What? Oh, gold amalgam. That's why. We ran out of gold. They're actually waiting to build this little transformer out of gold, which is why we have no power being sent through any of this. What is this waiting for? This is all waiting on gold amalgam too. Man, I have all kinds of stuff planned for the gold that I haven't harvested. That's fantastic. Let's maybe get this out of here. More gold. Let's pave everything out of gold. Want to make background tiles to increase decor? Because they don't increase decor so much. I mean, we could probably make temp shift plates. That might help. Like if we go into utilities, check out the drywall. Where are we here? Prevents gas and liquid loss in space. Builds an insulating wall behind tiles. Drywall could be used in conjunction with tiles to build airtight rooms on the surface. Yada yada yada. But I'm pretty sure that this tile does not produce any decor benefit. Temp shift plates, however. I mean, I'd have to actually build some to see the decor effect, but I'm almost certain that the back wall doesn't produce any decor benefit. There's always room to improve. Yep. Always room to improve. Consistently. I will not claim to be perfect at this game. Hey, Cat the Cat, Cycle 213. How long have you been playing with this colony? This is maybe the 8th stream, I think. If I had to guess. Basically, we've been doing this one since the Rocketry upgrade was available in the beta branch for testing. Nice. All the beds are converted now, so we've got that done. They can start digging out all this wonderful algae that's in here. Actually, on this side, they can kind of double up. Do I have enough gold yet for a hydrogen generator? That'll work. There we go. Connect this to our main power trunk. Now we've got a route for getting rid of some of that. I'm using wolframite. Yeah, feels wrong. Feels wrong. We have a way now to send the gas down here. We'll burn that out so we can turn this into our oxygen room for exosuits. Make the walls and ladders out of granite and gold. Oh, this is done down here too. I don't need this ladder here. That will stop duplicants from going up and down there, but we got a nice flow of water down. which filled up some of this, so we can continue to use that. That's good. This is a little flooded, though. Is this too much to be mopped, I wonder? Ooh, some of it is, some of it isn't. Maybe I'll just let it drain for now. It'll keep draining. That'll keep flowing down there. This is fine. CO2 is all going to flow down here, though. That's going to be a bit of an issue. Actually, I think it's all CO2 down below there. Yeah, it is. All right, doesn't matter. CO2 does not matter. Do temp ship plates have to touch to transfer heat from one to another? They do, yeah. Yeah, you want them to be in contact with each other. Let's get this thing powered up. Sub Party 6. Feed my suits. And then obviously we're going to need to produce more of the suits too. Hopefully we have enough materials for that. We do, yeah. Sweet. We're going to need a gas pipe in here to send, if I can even find it. Why, I'm not looking on the wrong side of things because I'm super smart. Send it right under there. Who's suffocating? And why? Oh, Mo! That's CO2. Can't breathe that. That's chlorine. Can't breathe that. That's hydrogen. Can't breathe that. All right. Good times. I think we have problems with Mo. I can't really dig Mo out of here. Actually, if we dig down one, he might be able to jump across. Let's try that. Dig that out, Mo. There you go. Whew. Victory. Poor Mo. We almost did Mo in. That would have been bad. Run, Mo, run. Run, Mo, run. There's the follow cam. And they always run to the bathroom first. It's so funny how that works. Is it, relief. I'll breathe after, but first I gotta go to the bathroom. Duplicants. They never cease to entertain. Should you build more fire poles before you build your transit tubes? Maybe. Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, inside the colony, they're not using any fire poles. I could have some in here for sure. This would actually save a little bit of running around and stuff. I do need to gather some more materials in terms of metals and things, because I've been burning them up fairly quickly. Although, like, the power systems and stuff I've been building, we've been burning through a fair amount of it, so we're going to try to get all this stuff taken care of. Party 6. Party 6. Oh, I also am going to need some automation wire in here. Well, we have a fair amount of gold now, so we can use that to hook this up, so now when these generation systems turn off, it'll turn it all off, which is good. It's excellent. Yay, we're a little late, though. That's okay. There's like a 30 to 45 second delay, so sometimes I do things and then you see it after kind of thing. It happens. Let's dig a little tunnel into here so we can get some more of this wonderfulness out of here. The only place I'm going to need this ultimately is going to be in this little oxygen room. Which I guess is fine. Need a dupe rescue team on standby. They almost need to, like, have an exosuit that can just run and throw to a duplicant who's in stress so they can, like, throw it on and be able to breathe. Yeah, that was not nearly as close as BDS was. With BDS Empire, he barely made it into the area where there was a place that he could breathe. Like, I was sure he was going to die before he got there. Fortunately, he lived. The bathroom's his safe place. Isn't the bathroom every man's safe place? Don't tell my wife I said that. She already complains enough. Febreze Nightbot. No research? Nope, we've completed all the research, actually. So the only stuff we have left, if you check out our research stations here, the only things we have left to do, we got all this stuff done. Way over here, we need to build a telescope. The telescope that we unlocked here is going to let us do the research that we need here for interstellar research, so we can get past basic rocketry and into intermediate rocketry. Until we get there, we can't really do anything, and that's going to require us getting to the surface. Oh, we could actually start to train some space cadets. If I was willing to bump people up in their job level, we need to, let's take a look at what kind of morale are we producing. I mean, some of the duplicates have great morale. Like 37 produced morale is pretty awesome. 23. It's just not consistent. So I'm a little bit leery about bumping anyone up to the astronaut level just yet until we have a good consistent supply of food that's going to give them a high high degree morale, because it's plus 30 morale required for this top tier. So that duplicant is getting plus 37. They're fantastic, but they're also a rancher right now. So, but ultimately we want to build a space center. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put that. But we'll do some sort of like a space research center, which I think will be helpful. Oh, you know what? I've got these puffs here. I don't want them going all the way up top. Kind of forgot about those guys. Let's just throw a mesh tile in here. So if they build out there, then we'll let the water through, but we won't have to worry about the puffs all flying away on me. Let's dig this out so the water can flow. Same thing here. Because much of the liquid that's up here flowing down bottom, where we can actually make use of it, that will be better. This is largely done here now, so we can mop it up. One dupe, no job. Oh, somebody got, none of us got a job? They took our jobs. Oh, yeah, Summer Phillips. I forgot we brought Summer in at the very end of the last stream. Summer, let's start her on the gopher, because supplying jobs, we actually don't have anyone, we don't have anyone keyed up in that job right now. However, we have a bunch of duplicants that are trained on it. I have a feeling that might have something to do with why we've been getting less coal down bottom of things. Research scientists are done here. Plus 20. I think we could probably move some people up to the tenured scientist level. And potentially the exosuit engineer level so they can run around in the exosuits a little quicker. We have, I think, 2 people that are trained for mechatronics engineer. Although, no, I can't remember now. I think BDS Empire might be the only one we left in there. So many jobs. So many jobs. Seasoned farmers, seasoned ranchers. I don't know. I've kind of been holding the back a little bit to avoid overloading the stress, which is why we've had such fantastic stress all this time. Why don't you close your docking stations above and below? I don't know. It's not really necessary to do that. I mean, I'm gonna shut this off over here. We'll get rid of the ladder. Close this off. This room over here, I'm gonna have set up with a door on it. Actually, I need to break this. Dig this. And then we'll deconstruct buildings here to get rid of the ladder. We're going to seal this off at the door. We're going to seal this off entirely so the duplicants can't go around the outside of it. I have it turned off right now anyway because it's not being fed with any oxygen. So they can't use the suits right now. We'll get to the point where they can, and then ultimately I want to use those to go up towards the surface. Don't hold them back. Let them live their educational dreams. Eventually. I'm making sure that we don't have any stress overload. I mean, all in all, they're doing pretty well on a stress basis, except some of the duplicants that are going out into the nasty environment without suits. Some of them are a little on the low side, but their jobs are relatively low too. But most of them are 20 or higher, which is pretty good. Sam A, $2 super chat. Find out what volcano you have top left. Yes, we did start to get that dug out here, but we didn't finish. Nope. Go like this. I will cancel building all this junk because I don't want them to go ahead and build it on me. I only put that there to mark out where the volcano was in the first place. Let's take this out. See what we find. There's definitely a volcano here. I just don't know what type. I should really look at like a Pacu fish tank too for producing food. The trouble is they eat algae, which I kind of want for other things right now. Oh, actually, you know what? Knowing them, they'll... no, actually, that'll work. I was going to say, knowing them, they'll wind up digging out the one that's going to leave them stranded, but this was okay. They won't get stranded. Thanks for the super chat, by the way, Sam. What do you think about playing Forza on Xbox sometime? I actually kind of want to play Forza Horizon 4, the new one. I don't even know if it's out or when it comes out. I haven't really been paying that much attention. Driving games aren't something I play a lot of on the channel, but that one kind of intrigues me. Where should I send my duplicants? Up here? Up here? Eventually, I want them to go make their adventure space-wise. I figure maybe I'll send them out through the cold biome because it's close to the power production. So when I ultimately get the tube set up here, I can send the tubes up this way. And that's the longest ladder we have also. So it probably makes the most sense to be the place where we send them out. That'll be good. Let's deconstruct the ladder here. Get rid of all of it, actually. Looks a little silly there. Sorry, Mr. Answer. What did you say? Yeah, I mean, Forza Horizon 4 I'm kind of interested in. I have no idea when it comes out. I know it's supposed to be this fall sometime. It might even be out now for all I know, because I haven't really been following it. So I've thought about playing that. Driving games aren't something that I normally play a ton of. A glass Pacu fish tank. Wasn't that your dupe dream? Yeah, kind of, actually. I want to make one, but I don't even have a kiln going right now. I probably should think about that at some point. We've got such a mess of, like, random things I've been building out here now. It's funny, like, the core part of my colony I always have so organized, but then I start to expand out in really random ways, and I end up with, like, weird stuff all over. What is this? Why is that not working? Ooh, these are full. Right. I forgot about that. We were producing a bunch of gas here that I'm not leveraging. I wonder if I can... I wonder if I could use conductive wire to run it up top. We can connect it to the main trunk line, and then I can have... Man, it's only going to send like 2 kilowatts. There's always going to be a waste there. How do I want to do my power production? Acquiring minds want to know. If I set it up here... let's see. If I set it up here, then I could run conductive wires across and over back here. So it's technically feeding its own system, but also feeding the rest of this system. And then maybe run... I don't really want to run conductive wire everywhere because it takes a lot of refined metal. I don't know. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to do my power production over here, I think. We'll set up a natural gas generator over in this space. Which is going to produce additional polluted water, actually. So we're going to start to build up more water down here at the bottom that we might be able to tap into ultimately as well. Where are we here? Natural gas generator. I should put this on some tile so that the liquid that comes out of it can just drain away. Mesh tile. Oh, wait, I want this out of gold amalgam too. So, well, things will get warm. Where are you here? There we go. Natural gas generator. Well, I also have petroleum that we're building up too. Look at that. We have two and a half tanks full of petroleum. Plus, we're producing plastics off it and have excess. Man, we're going crazy with oil right now. We're getting like all kinds of stuff out of it that I can't even leverage at the moment. It's good stuff. PBX Shotter, thanks for the great content. Got any tips for Oni? Thanks for the super chat. I have tons of tips for Oni. I mean, really generically, I don't know what I could tell you. I do have some tutorials and stuff that I've set up that have a variety of tips in them, but I mean, a lot of what I do when I'm playing the game is just gameplay, so it's a little tough to just kind of narrow it down to just to individualized tips on a random stream. There's kind of so much that goes on with this game that it's hard to pick a few things. It would also help to know what you're challenged with. So what do you struggle with in the game? I can give some quick offhand tips for. You have 4 connected in series, feeding from 6 buffer tanks and a guy. Nice. Run heavy watt wire up to the drip ladder and feed it to the main grid. Yeah, we could do that. We could send heavy watt wire over this way. This is a bit of an issue, but that's not really that big of a deal. We can do a little end around it. And that can connect it up to the main grid. I just got to figure out how I'm going to feed it out of there. So, if I send heavy watt wire, I kind of want it to feed back into the system, if possible. It's going to take a lot of metal, unfortunately, but it will be handy to have it on the main trunk line so that at least we're feeding all of the main power systems. And this broke on me. Why did you break? Did you overheat? What's our temperature in here? 71.1 degrees Celsius. I don't think I built this thing out of gold amalgam, did I? No, it's copper. No wonder it broke. All right, let's deconstruct this. We'll rebuild that out of gold, since it's obviously overheating. Should sweep out the materials? Whereabouts? We kind of have materials all over the place right now. All the stuff down here, you mean? Yeah, I mean, it's just a question of the priority. It's not super important down here from a decor perspective. This is largely... The only time a duplicant goes in here is to run the oil refinery, which right now we're not doing a lot of at the moment. This is going to produce CO2 as well that we need to make use of. I don't want it staying in this general area. I want to pump it out. So we'll send it out into the common area maybe. Let it just continue to flood this base. Our poor little... I don't know how these guys haven't starved to death. They're hungry. They must be hungry like all of the time. Tip you need is for power. Thanks. Okay, so... well, for power, I mean... again, it sort of depends on what your challenge is. But number one, make sure you split your power into multiple power grids. So I have at the top here, I'm using a main trunk line of power. So if we look at our power overlay, I have this main line where all the power is being produced. That is being sent out across the top of my colony, and then I have it running into a number of these different transformers that take the high amount of power we're producing here and break it down into 1,000-watt limit to go down the regular wiring. This wiring, you don't generally want to draw more than 1,000 watts on it. Now this one has a super high potential, but it's all randomized things, so it actually runs a very low amount. But max wattage you can draw on these is 1,000, otherwise the wires start to break. So I generally split it into different segments and run the power into different areas that way. If you need to draw something that takes a lot of power, like something like the aqua tuner down here, which is 1.2 kilowatts of power, then you can use conductive wire, which will allow you to run 2 kilowatts of power through it. And for large amount of power movement, you're going to use the heavy watt wire, which will allow you to move 20 kilowatts of power through it. Your tiered energy system, you're pretty much starting first with your treadmills, producing power off of those. The second easiest one to produce is the coal power generators. After your coal power generators, then you start to branch off into other types of power systems, like your hydrogen generators, your natural gas, your petroleum generation, solar power. But those are all a little bit later on in the game. And if you're getting to the point where you're using those, you're probably not struggling as much with the power at that point anyway. For the most part, I find that I don't consume huge amounts. Like, I have up top here, like these 2 coal power generators have been powering the one colony for most of this game. We're on cycle 217. Most of the other places I've used it have just been random spots. I didn't actually need a ladder in here. They can't reach what they need to build up here. So the other places that have been consuming power, or producing power and consuming it, are down here for our oxygen generation. Sorry, I need to set up a new battery in here. I may not even need that. It might actually be fine with just the 2 batteries, but I'm going to run that one. Ooh, and actually, this second generator we don't have going to the larger trunk line. It might make sense to do that. If I'm going to do that down here, I might be able to put the heavy wash shift plate and send the wire down here and connect to that. I don't know. I'm going to have to go through transform if I do that, though. That would be kind of a pain. Should make more suits because the dupes are very slow. Yeah, well, I have, I mean, down here I have 4 suits. I'm making 4 more to go up top. If they ever get around to producing them. It's not really high on their priority list, I guess. Which makes sense because I haven't even finished all this stuff yet. Poor little duplicants. I don't even need this right now. Oh, yes, I do. I need them to continue to be able to go up that ladder. So they gots to build over here. Sub-priority 6. Oh, I already have that. Man, guys, go build that stuff. What's it waiting on? Iron ore. Do I have iron ore? That's refined metal. Raw metal, iron ore. 120 kilograms. That's actually not that much. Maybe I'll make these out of something else. Oh, they already had some there. Oh, man. Alright, fine, whatever. Make them out of wolframite. Splash. I just dumped iron ore in there where I can't get it. Brilliant. Super smart. It's got a good flow of water down here. Alright, these tiles at the bottom need to be swapped out. I'm completely wasting my time by having the water just pool up on top of here. Just let it pass straight through. Can the anti-entropy thermal nullifier be repaired? You know, I don't know. I've never broken it. We have it dug out down here, but I just haven't been making use of it. It's waiting on hydrogen in order to produce any additional cold. But I just haven't used it, so... I don't know. If I've never broken it. I have no idea if you can repair it. Just refining like a boss down here. Voltron. It's pretty bad when you have your scientists working on fuel production. Wait, let's check our jobs. What is Voltron trained for? Have they gone through the requisite supply line in order to... I don't think they have. Don't think they have. Let's see. Where's Voltron? Sometimes I wish these were in alphabetical order. Voltron. Ah, all right. If you're going to be a scientist, you've got to get trained on this stuff. Let's get Rangi over here, too. There we go. Get trained up on that. You can always use laddered as mesh tiles in small areas. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because you're right. There's actually... I don't really even need these to be made out of tile. They can actually just be broken down and made into ladders. Which I can't do right now. We gotta deconstruct. It'll save a little bit of material too that way. Never use the anti-entropy machine. Never. Why? It actually has its uses. I just haven't really had a need to leverage it. It produces like massive amounts of cold, but if you set some control mechanisms on it using automation, you can control the amount of cold it's producing. How close are you needed to move the pump for oil and saving the slickster? Good question. Not that far off, actually. It's a long way down there, though. Like, that's a lot of oil we moved. That poor little slickster. Just stuck down there. Can't swim. All they can do is dance. You'd think they would starve to death, but nope. Let's see. It's still the only slickster we've seen, too. Mind you, I haven't hunted all that hard. So much to do, so little time. Maybe we should put the natural gas generator above the polluted water pool already there? Yeah, I guess I could. I was just going to let it, like, drip and run down here. Or you mean, like, have it out here so that it just drops the water? Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I agree. That's a good idea. This is such a weird layout down here. Yeah, if we put it right over here, that would make a lot of sense. And actually, then I will actually make this into a mesh tile. Making it a gold, I guess. Why not? Running out of other materials. Okay, we'll go mesh tile right there. We'll throw our natural gas generator right in here. This will make it really easy to connect to this system, and then also I can send it up the line. Good thinking. You never use it. I've been waiting months to see me use it. You entropy tease. Oh, Polani, that's what you meant. Plastic ladder time? Increased run speed? No, I kind of don't want to use the plastics for that. I've been building up plastics because I want to do the vacuum tubes. I feel like that's the wave of the future. Duplicate movement through excessive amounts of speed. What do I have metal-wise? I need to find more iron. There is a massive pocket of iron right here, so I don't really need to find it so much as I just need to get it. This chlorine is not high concentration. If I expand this too much, though, our gas level in here is going to change, which does not do thrilling things for me. You know what? It'll probably be fine. Just dig. We'll do a list like ladder straight down here. Collect iron ore on both sides. Ooh, I don't want that hydrogen in there though, because it's actually that will get in the way of the pocket that I'm building for hydrogen or for natural gas rather. So let's dig out that. Dig in here. Had a second thought, or a third thought. I mean, depending on how you look at it. There. That will kind of create a little bit of a CO2 lock in here, so this chlorine won't necessarily fill up in this space. And then I can keep this at the relative pressure it's at, because I want the natural gas to continue to sit by this pump near the top. Don't want it messing around that way. Got any good seeds? I mean, I've had some good ones. I have the seed number for this one, I think, in the description of the stream, if you want to check that out. Thank you, Misread. Popo said you never use them. Not that you shouldn't. Oh, yeah, I definitely did. I reread it, though, after when she posted that I never do it, but... You get shouty on vodka. Oh, I see. That's what's happening over there. That's right, I tease a lot of things, like adventuring in the surface, but we haven't gone up there yet, have we? Not in this stream, anyway. That's the intent, though. I want to get up there, but... they're really slowly building the suits over here. Oh, we vented out the hydrogen in here. Which gives us oxygen in a little gap there. Let's block this off. Our hydrogen power is all tuned up. How's our line? Oh, that's fairly full. Ooh, we're sending oxygen, though. That's not what I want. Ooh, I have an idea. I got an idea. Let's just throw a filter on right here. It's kind of a waste of power, actually, in a very short order. As far as that pump isn't running, why is that not running? Why is it not compressing the gas in there? That seems odd to me. Oh, there we go, because it wasn't moving at all. Weird. Alright, the oxygen's going to break things a little bit there, which isn't great. I'm going to dig this out. We'll let the hydrogen settle a little bit higher, and then we'll fill this in with oxygen. Connect this to the heavy watt. If I disconnect this pipe, will the hydrogen continue to move? Let's test. Plastic ladder time for grease run speed. I don't really want to use the... did I misread? I think I reread that. Sorry, I scrolled the chat back. I missed stuff. Remember when you try... remember when you tried out Durgan? There's a new update in that game that added the Abyss bar. I'm confused. Oh, you mean like sorry, was it Dwarf Rock Galactic? I really gotta get back and play more of that game. I'm so easily distracted. I want to see if this hydrogen moves, even though it's not connected to the pump anymore. But this generator is not going to turn on for a little bit because we got sort of an excess of power right now. Any moment it's gonna go. There we go. Let's check our gas movement. Alright, the gas is not moving because it's disconnected. Drat. Okay, we're gonna have to put a filter in. Filter everywhere. It's a little bit of a waste of power. But that's okay in the short term, I guess. I'm gonna go... what do I want to filter out? Hydrogen, maybe? And we'll just send the remainder down here. Because it's just gonna be hydrogen and oxygen anyway. I need to split this so that we get a good distribution of oxygen. So we'll get some of it going down below, some of it going above. There we go. So that'll get an even division. Build that in there. Click this here. Why did I do that? Ventilate gas pipe here. There we go. Now this will need to be connected to power also. Man, we're using a lot of heavy watt wire out here. We're getting really good at consuming excess metals and things. We'll use wolframite. Okay. Yeah, the seeds only work from one upgrade to the within the upgrade that they're generated in. So if you have seeds from an older upgrade, they won't work in the Rocketry upgrade. At least not for the same layout. You'll still generate a map. It just won't be the same. Don't think dupes could reach the Exosuit Forge. They should be able to. It's just not high on their priority list. Over here, they have a door they can go through, so they come out here and go across the top. It's not the most efficient layout, but they can technically reach it. This is very full of oxygen now, which is good. Soon, my little duplicants, soon. And then we'll have to increase the priority on that. You know what? Let's just increase it now. Somebody go operate that thing. This is all done here. We can start... You know what? Let's plan for the ladder that's going to go toward the heavens. Or, you know, whatever approximates it. The outer spaces. Oh, I cancel this. Try and do some tiered levels in here, maybe. And these plants are in the way. Get out of the way, plant. Oh, it's a vacuum in there. And up. Headed for the service. New member. Welcome, Drandolph. Thanks for the membership, Drandolph. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate the support. This is not set up to filter a gas. Ooh, not natural gas. That's weird. Hydrogen. There we go. It's kind of a waste of power right now, but I'm gonna get rid of it soon anyway. Once we burn through the hydrogen here, I'll get rid of that whole setup. Recover the materials. Still getting little bits of hydrogen coming in here, so it's not that big a deal. These are filling up with oxygen, so that's all good. Nice. As soon as I get some of these suits ready, they're exosuits. Set these all up for delivery, actually. So as soon as they're made, they'll drop them out. What's funny is they're going to produce them right above here, and then even though they could just like throw it over the side and have another duplicant pick it up, they got to run all the way back over here, down here, over here, across, oops, through the garden, up here, and then into the suit area. That's efficiency at its best right there. Super efficient mode. Sweet. All right. Very, very soon they can have exosuits out there, though. That'll be good. 64 kilograms of eggshell. I should turn that into more lime. Put these on continuous for lime, because we're going to need it. We're going to need it for steel. Hey, you're streaming. Yes. Hey, Brian. Yeah, it's a bit of an odd stream this week, because I wouldn't normally stream Oxygen Not Included on a Saturday, but I missed the stream on Thursday night, so we're playing it tonight. Yeah. Sorry, I already read that. Just checked my save. Gave me left running for 7 hours, and the dupes were able to repair. Oh, is that for the thermo entropy nullifier thingamajiggy? We almost uncovered what that volcano is. Soon, my duplicant, soon. This should maximize pressure soon. Where's our gases? Good, good, good. Liking this. 9.4 tons of algae, so that'll run for a while. We don't have to worry about that too much. Did they uncover the volcano? Not quite. They're close. They need to dig out 2 more tiles over here. 2 more tiles, and then we can see what's behind there. But then, like, I might even need another metal one. Okay, look, we got this all set up here. Let's check our ventilation. So these, because it doesn't require another pump, I can just send these right out here. All the way over to this jobby. I need it to go down to go in. Okay, so that's going to be the incoming feed for that. Now, this is going to produce CO2, which has to be sent somewhere. Somewheres. I could send it into the colony and let it work with the scrubber over here to clean it up. Oh, man. Oxygen pressure is a little lower down there than I would normally like. Why is that so low? Is it because of the amount of space I'm pressurizing now? It might be. They've been in and out of this door a lot. I think I need to create a double pressurized system here. Why is this door open? Somebody... Oh, no, they do need to go in there. Drat. Let's throw a door here. Oh, let's not throw a door there. We can't because of the heavy watt wire. How am I going to seal this off? I want to get this blocked off so that our duplicants, as they're going in and out of this chamber, I don't want to be voiding a lot of hydrogen out into other... Or not oxygen out of the spaces. Yeah, maybe I won't worry about it. At some point, we're going to need a secondary oxygen room again, outside of the one that we have up here, because obviously this is, you know, sort of a temporary thing. Specific just to the suits. You subscribe. Welcome, Oliver. Welcome to the channel. Did you have any fun from Ottawa's tornado yesterday? You lost power for 4 hours. Oh, man. Yeah, no, we had some rainy weather and a little bit of wind, but nothing like what you got. I'm in kind of in the area where I'm in Ontario. We're kind of in that perfect place where we don't get earthquakes, we don't have forest fires, we don't have tornadoes, we don't have hurricanes. Weather's relatively moderate. We get cold, but not as cold as it does out west. You know, like we're kind of like we're in that little perfect little setup where things are generally good. Why are we not? I wonder if this is over. I don't feel like this is producing as much water as I thought it would. It's taking an exceptionally long time for any of this stuff to build up. And I wonder if it's because the oxygen here is at 5.5 kilograms. I wonder if I should set the gas vent in here to send out oxygen, or like a pump in here to pull out oxygen. Because I think this is staying really steady at 5.5. I don't think there's any steam coming out of this geyser, which means it's not building up water. Which is a problem. Should be able to place mecha airlock over the heavy watt wire. Well, you used to be able to, but I don't think you can anymore. Now that they have the heavy watt wire plates. Let's see. Nope. Not so much. Now that they have these the heavy watt joint plates, you can't place them directly over top anymore, I don't think. Oh, they already built it too. Oh, man. Alright, we'll use another joint plate, I guess. I'll just block this off. They're kind of circumventing my suits anyway. I don't want that. So let's deconstruct the ladder. We'll build a heavy watt joint plate over here. Yeah, we got a iron. We got a bunch of iron now. We'll connect this up to our fancy power grid, like so. Once that's all connected, then they can deconstruct this. We'll put another block in there. That will seal this whole area off. We'll keep this separate, so when they go in and out of this door, there's only a certain amount of oxygen loss that'll take place. Did you see all the racing games in Chrono today? It's still on for another charity too. Yeah, this whole week they've been doing a whole bunch of racing games, including having like the steering wheel system that's from Logitech. It's pretty pricey, but that's on sale also. I want to connect the door. Oops, what I miss? Why don't you connect the door to next to the suits to the power grid so it's closed faster? I really probably should. The thing is, like, oh yeah, I could hook it up right there. We'll throw the little regular wire in here. Kablunk. That wouldn't hurt. Yeah, if you go to chrono.gg/CrypticFox, they have a whole bunch of racing games on sale this week. I don't even remember what all they are. This is it here. So what do they got? F1 2018, Grid 2, Project Cars 2, Assetto Corso, The Crew 2. There's a whole bunch of them. They've been adding a game like each day or 2 games each day as it progresses through the week, and it's all for another charitable event. This one's going for Wings for Life. It's kind of cool. Good evening from Puerto Rico. Hey, Jorge. Welcome, welcome. Am I out of fertilizer? Oh, yeah, I don't have any at all. I've been meaning to build a fertilizer production area, but we've been busy doing other things. Including trying to get ready to go up to outer space. If they would hurry up and do this, I could get them to start using the suits finally. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. Of course, you can't not be able to fertilizer the way the games are currently working. Well, I mean, we could build like a fertilizer maker, but I haven't built any of those yet. I just haven't prioritized it. I mean, the reality is, yes, you can grow food faster with the fertilizer, but if you have enough of it planted, you don't really even need to. And we've been, well, we're kind of holding steady at 86,000, so we're not gaining a lot of ground that way. And actually, I should see what we got cooked here. Ooh, man. How are these all entirely full? I need more food storage. Ay. We're just leaving food laying on the ground here now. They're even leaving it just laying on the ground up here. If anyone happens to wander by, we have some wonderful ground food you can chew on. It's fabulous. Taste that foot tread. you know what? For right now, I'm just going to stick another storage container down here. I'll sort out that later. I'd love to know what we have in there. What's in these things? Contents, pinch of pepper nuts. Oh, you know what? We're probably having like a ton of pinch of pepper nuts. Oh, yeah, look at them all. All at different temperatures. Oh, my gosh. So many pinch of pepper nuts. We seriously need to make some hefty use of the pinch of pepper nuts. We've been growing them for so long over here. We built this farm a while ago. Oh, this is all stifling. Body temperature. Really? Did it get cold over here? Well, isn't that a thing? I haven't seen it get too cold over here before. 38 degrees. 34.9. Why is that? The chlorine around it. 34.9. Ah, man. It's because they're opening and closing this door, probably. Ah, drat. I'll have to deal with that later, too. But we have tons of pinch of pepper nuts, so it's not really a top priority for me. Oh, good. They finished this. We can deconstruct this. Once they get that broken, we'll throw a little insulated tile in. That will seal that part off. Thank you very much. And then we can turn on the exosuits. Never set the storage next to the coffee machine from pepper nuts. Did I not? You're right, I didn't. Thank you very much. Okay, we want this to be seeds. No, actually, we don't want the seeds. We actually want the nuts. So it occurs to me I probably need a food storage container. Whoops. That won't work. We need a refrigerator over here. Because the pinch of pepper nuts are all stored in refrigerators. Rat. In your opinion, fertilizing isn't worth it, not because of the fertilizer production, but the time dupes spend applying to every single plant. Yeah, it really does take a lot to set up fertilizer now. And like I said, the reality is you largely don't need it if you have enough stuff planted. It's not really that big of a deal. Now, granted, we do have a lot of duplicants, and they're going to be idle sometimes, so it's probably not that big of a deal to have. Actually, where's my to have them working on plants? Oh yeah, I can even plug it in. Look at that. So I mean, it's not really a super big deal for me to spend some duplicant time doing things like producing fertilizer. And if we end up bringing in more duplicants the way I want to, if we can build another living area for them. You know, then again, also not really a big deal, so. Gonna watch Jack, don't kill any more dupes. I'll try not to, Caleb. I don't think you can store, pinch of pepper nuts in here. In the organic stuff, it has, like, algae, eggshell, polluted dirt, rot slime, etc. In order to store, the nuts themselves are food, so they have to go into, like, a refrigerator or a ration box. So we'll do that. If we can move a bunch of the nuts over to here from these storage containers, then that might free up some space for them to put some actual food in there. I have to go to bed, so I won't be able to finish watching your stream. All right, see you, Brian. Thanks for coming out. Yeah, the dancing dupes are awesome. Between, like, the espresso machine and the jukebot that lets them dance around, those are, like, my two favorite things in the game right now. The rockets are super cool also, but these are just really novel, and they use them so frequently that it kind of makes them better than the rockets. Let's get this built. Get that built so I can get this stuff out of here. Get that out of here. We've gone through all that hydrogen now, so I don't even need this stuff anymore. This can be deconstructed. Recover my materials. Take it off the power consumption, and then we'll just have our oxygen going direct into our suits now. See a tiny bit of damage there, but that's okay. Deconstruct. I'm gonna leave the gas vent in here though, in case we end up using it for something else later. You didn't want to be dupe. How can you do it? Whom should you kill? Hopefully nobody. We've already had 4 duplicant deaths in this colony. That's already too many. So you don't need more storage? I will, yeah. Yeah, we're running low here again. You know, I haven't been checking the temperatures here lately. Ooh, look at that. Things are looking nice. Well, nicer anyway in this part of the colony. It's still a little hot everywhere else. What's the temperature coming out of here at? Insulated gas, 10.8 degrees. That's actually colder than it needs to be. So we can go down here. And we can expand on our radiant piping so we can cool even farther down. That will moderate the temperature that comes out above. And add additional cooling in the lower part of the colony, which we probably kind of need a little bit. They'll be okay, though. As long as our garden doesn't overheat. That's my primary focus there. This is done. We can turn our suits on. Enable building. Thank you, folks. And I need to do something with the gas in here. Because this is max pressure, we're not getting steam, which means we're not getting water. Which means bad things. But I'm going to need to cool it if I'm going to pump it into the colony. 5.5 kilograms of it. Like, that's a crazy amount of oxygen in there. I could just vent it, I guess. If I open the door, it'll all rush into this space. Well, this will all get oxygenated. I don't really care if it is. It'll just be kind of a waste, I guess. Because that's all clean oxygen that could be used. It just happens to be too hot. What could I do with it? What could I do with all of that wonderful gas? How many Weezeworts have I dug up? We might have access to some more here. We do. Well, I can't get to those. Alright. Let's dig up some Weezeworts. I'm going to cool the oxygen coming out of there and we'll try to make use of it. Actually, I don't even need to make use of it. I could just, at least not there, I could send it into my exosuits instead. Acquiring minds want to know. Alright, let's I will have to filter though, because we'll end up with steam in the line. Drandolph is ready. Put him in, coach. You see one unused grave, just saying. Yeah, we built those ones like way in advance because I was anticipating some additional duplicant deaths at some point. It does happen in the colony once in a very rare while. Very rare. Gas filter. Okay, this is gonna be a little weird. Gas pump here. I'm gonna need to filter because I want to keep the steam in this room. Whoops. I did not mean to click on that. I want to keep the steam in this room, but I want to get the oxygen out because as long as it's at hot max pressure like that, it's not gonna allow. It's not gonna allow anything to work here. So this steam, or this oxygen can come out through here. This one could just stay in here for the steam. Actually, we set it down below. I'm going to have to use a high-pressure gas vent to make sure the steam can stay in here. That will automatically be on the power grid. And then in terms of our other pump here, that's on that grid. And then in terms of automation, it's already connected in the line, so I can control it with this pressure sensor. Nice. That's it. We've totally been wasting the steam in there. That's such a waste. Can't believe I didn't do that. Arrgh. Oh yeah, emergency. That's a good idea. Very good idea. Let's do oxygen tanks. I totally forgot we could just like store up the gas. Because I are smart. Where are those? Let's grab gas reservoir. No, I mean I forgot how big these things are. Where can I store the gas? Can I get 2 in there? Can we do like some crazy gas storage up here? Like emergency oxygen supply in case we need it? That'd be kind of cool. Let's use insulated piping in here though, so we don't overdo things. I did not want to do that. Stop there. This needs to be deconstructed here so we can make space. So I'm going to set it up and over. We'll store it in here, and then we'll have an emergency supply of oxygen in case we run into like critical oxygen situations. That's a good idea. I like that. Connected to an Atmos sensor or switch. Yeah, that way if we run into a really bad oxygen situation in the colony, And it's not as pressurized as it could be right now. But if we run into a really bad position, then we'll have access to that. So that'll be good. I like that. That's a good solution. Good solution. And obviously, it's going to be one of those things where we might need it sooner rather than later, but we'll see. You have that cool Steam vent in your current world, and it appears to be creating O2 as well as steam. It's consistently going above 5K pressure in there. Yeah, so it does seem to be, yeah. So we want to draw the oxygen out. When it's at max pressure in here, there's no liquid coming out. There's no steam or anything. The geyser is just stuck. It says it's emitting steam at 6.4 kilograms per second, but it's definitely not. So we need this to, and that's, unfortunately, I wanted to use this as our water supply for our oxygen production, but it really hasn't been very useful that way, obviously. You go, little dudes. You got your suits on. It's fun. Get some. It's crazy gas. Check out your coffee machine fridge. Oh, yeah, sorry. Thank you. I totally keep forgetting to do this. Cooking ingredients. We want this set for pinch pepper nuts. I'm going to set it for priority 7. So they won't store it down here. No, those are 8. Oh, man, are you kidding me? 6s. All right, 8s. Let's set these for 7 instead. Copy settings, and then this one will set for an 8. There we go. So they should move the pinch of pepper nuts from one location to the fridge by the espresso machine as long as there's an opportunity for that. That'll give us some space down there to store some food that they're producing. I think that will be good. Once they have this all filled up, I'm going to set this probably for a 7 also. Whatever. I'll leave it at an 8. It's fine. Whatever. I just don't want... The only thing I'm concerned about is they might prioritize putting pinch of pepper nuts away in that fridge over top of doing some other activity that actually has better value, but we shall see. All right, more of these fancy pipes in here. We're going to need gas bridge. Like so. This can pass straight through here. And we need that to all go into this. Good times. Give this all a priority 6. There we go. Sweet. Fortunately, they have the suits on too, so they're not going to be stuck in there dying and stuff. Set this for steam. Perfect. Fantastic. Need to heat up the steam room for it to produce water. Heat up the steam room or cool it down, you mean? Because the trouble is that the atmosphere is too high in here, so it's not sending out any actual steam. And because there's no steam coming out, it's not actually building up any water. It's kind of like a weird little cycle. Ooh, they started building up here, but then they got this ladder gap, so we can fix this. Extend our ladder further. For a second, I thought I built a derby ladder, but we didn't. We're good. Make a hydrogen tank for 2 for emergency power. Yeah, but I mean, I don't really have a place to send the hydrogen at the moment. I mean, we could theoretically use it down here, but I have a feeling it would just fill up constantly. Oh, right. We had this set up for natural gas too, but I don't have it all completed. Conductive wire. What do I want to do here? I think I'm going to use... I should have left a gap here. I could have done a transformer. This is going to be a really weird setup. Do I have a transformer anywhere else I could tap into? I have 2 of them down there. Can't use those directly though. Okay, so I'm gonna use heavy watt wire here. It's gonna be really ugly down here. I feel bad for a duplicate working down here, but that's okay. They can suffer. They can just suffer a little bit. So we're gonna send power out here into this transformer. This transformer is gonna connect to the conductive wire, just so that we have the power that's being produced by the natural gas generation here can help feed itself to a degree, and then the other stuff we're gonna send up and connect it to the main power grid using heavy watt wire, all the way up this fancy ladder we built for the purposes of draining water down here. We'll send this all the way up. We're going to need a heavy watt plate in here to get around this little gap I made. That will let us connect it up to our main power grid. Like so. Kind of closing the loop there. Good, good, good. And because we're feeding this into the conductive wire too, if we have issues with coal down here for any reason, this will help power our aqua tuner, which is helping to keep our colony alive with water for oxygen and stuff right now, which is good. Maybe use a ventilation pipe for the alien cooling device. We have to send hydrogen down there if we're going to actually cool it. I should make use of this at some point, but I don't really have a purpose for it at the moment. Did chat stop? Why is it also quiet? Waves to crypt. Hi, Polani. Chat didn't stop for me, I don't think. Why don't you daisy chain your gas? Why don't you daisy chain your gas storages? I did. Up here. Boop. So it'll fill up the first one first, and then it'll go on to the second one. I did the same thing down here, actually, for our down in our oil production. These two are set up that way. I mean, I could do more of them, probably, but what I'm thinking is that if we can harvest the gas that we're producing there, we can send it in here and just use it right away. Ooh, this is going to produce CO2 that I haven't accounted for. What do I want to do with the CO2? I don't have any slicksters yet, so it's not like I can go feed it to them. The gas in here is not that high, but as this runs, it will certainly fill up with CO2 in here more. I think for now, I'm gonna vent the CO2 that's here, or that comes out of this thing into this space. Just use a high pressure vent, since we have access to the plastics. We'll let it fill up the CO2 in here. We'll see what happens. Ultimately, I can use it for slicksters if we get a slickster farm going. See, you never nullify. Your heart is in entropy. I don't have a specific purpose for it is all. You did build a dirty ladder, but you'll see once you get up closer. I'm not sure that I did. I was holding down shift, so I think it didn't build the last ladder piece, even though I kind of did a funny little swervy thing. Why is this not set right? Oh, never mind. I see what the problem is. They haven't built it yet. It's a little slow now that I have the suits here because there's not as many duplicants running around. You should make one petroleum generator, single refinery can support 1 to 2 plastic thingies. Yeah, I'm gradually filling up these tanks. It's almost completely filled. But the petroleum also we're going to need for the rocket eventually. Now, granted, it's way down here at the bottom, so I don't know. Won't the CO2 hurt the puffs? No, they're living in CO2 already. They're just running around on the CO2. They're getting a certain amount of off-gassing from the water and stuff that's sitting down here. Not a ton of it, mind you. But that's kind of what's keeping them alive, even though they're hungry all the time. Poor puffs. If they start dropping dead, I guess we'll have meat for barbecue. That's something. Speaking of food, I should pay attention to that. Berries we're still making. Omelets we're out of, so we can make more berries. No, we can't. We're all out of those. What about pepper bread? We can make pepper bread. What was that volcano? Oh, have they dug it out yet? Ooh, they have. What is this? An iron volcano. Cool. We have a gold volcano and an iron volcano, so we can get refined iron and refined gold out of these things. Sweet. And this one's actually close, nice and close to a cold biome. I could actually just set up a sweeper to pick up the iron, send it out here, and we'll store it in the cold biome where it'll cool off. It'll melt some more of this ice and stuff, but that's okay. It's not really a big deal. So much to do, though. So many things. The way I have it set up, we'll send half the gas to the first tank and half to the second. To daisy chain, you need to connect the out of the first into the second. I have never seen it do that. When I filled up the tanks down here, we'll watch it up top. When I filled up the tanks down here, it filled up the first tank first, and once this tank was full, then it allowed gas to continue on. I may be mistaken, but we'll check that out. I don't know, we'll see. Once I get it connected, I'll check it out. And if so, then that makes a lot of sense. But I could have sworn it didn't split the flow. It just filled up one tank first and then moved to the second. Wait, need the peppers for coffee. Oh, the peppers. Let me show you the peppers. Trying to get to a point where you can actually read the menu over here. If we look in our... It's not in the seeds. Where is it? What do they have them? Cooking ingredients, maybe? Organics? No. Cultivable soil. Agriculture? No. Oh, cooking ingredients. Duh. We have 885 kilograms worth of pinch of pepper nuts. We're not going to run out of stuff for coffee anytime soon, I don't think. It should be fine. Hey, J-Box. Welcome. You could use the nullifier to cool the iron fast. You are correct, except that we got to get it all the way down there. It kind of takes a lot to send it all the way down there. As long as we have some idle duplicants, too, and lots of iron, why don't we work on some fire poles? Did I just run out of iron? What happened there? There we go. That's weird. What's going on with this thing? Oh, I can't do it over the vent. Oh, no. Stop. Gotta do it on the other side. Fire pole the first. Oh, come on. You're killing me here. There we go. So one fire pole there. We'll do another one over here. Oh, this thing, for some reason, it keeps... Oh, I just ran out of metal. I use so much iron on fire poles. Oh my gosh. All right. I kind of need them to do this then. Get me more iron, please. Finish building that ladder so you guys can actually get it out of here. They dug down the besides the ladder and didn't build the ladder itself, so they can't even reach the iron they dug out. That's brilliant. These duplicates are super smart. Hold up on this until you actually do that. Cutting out there. If we connect the pipe without branching, it won't split. Alright. I mean, not that it really matters. I mean, the net result is you still end up with the gas stored away, I guess. Probably more efficient to have one tank filled up rather than before the other one, but... I guess it's not the end of the world. They're such industrious little dudes. Should be a gameplay option to turn off asteroids. I like to build, but I don't want to be forced to race to the surface. Yeah, it's kind of a challenge up at the surface with all the asteroids and stuff. We're gonna try and I'm gonna have to build some stuff below ground up there so that our duplicates have a staging area before they go outside and try to deal with all that mess. The tricky part too is we're gonna need some sort of a detection grid if we're gonna have anything to set up to try to protect our telescope. Because we can have like doors that open and close above the telescope and try to protect it that way. Although the steam generator has a very funny effect there in that the steam turbine allows things to pass through but stops meteors even when it's broken. Assuming they haven't fixed that yet. It's kind of this funny bug, but or not even a bug, but I guess it's kind of an exploit. No stress, crank some priorities. Yeah, I haven't had stress in forever. Look at our vitals. See, some of them actually aren't that high. I don't really need to crank anybody up. I mean, if we look at... actually, where's the gophers? We could move all of our gophers up. So let's move Voltron. Voltron, Rangi, and Summer. So that they can be in a better position to move up to Exosuit engineers. But unless they get a consistent type of food supply, they're gonna they're probably gonna have a little bit of stress development. What is that zone of unknown? Maybe another brain analyzer? Which one? Which one where? I don't think you mean down. Oh, look at our oil ran out down here. Time to move the pump. Where'd the slickster go? It was right here. Did it finally die somehow? That's really weird that it would survive underneath the oil for that long and then just... Aw, man. That sucks. Let's deconstruct this thing. We don't need this anymore. Get rid of our oil pump, so we're not even producing stuff up here so much anymore. Yeah, it's already all finished. Dun dun dun. Wonder Fox is planning to return to Frostpunk at some point. I got a new scenario a couple days ago. I am actually, yeah. I toyed around with playing at it on Wednesday, and then I just had this itch to play Fortnite, so I ended up playing Fortnite. I had a really big stream too. Actually, it was like 400 and some odd people watching, which was kind of cool. But yes, I am planning to play some more Frostpunk. I do want to check out the new scenario, the Fall of Winterhome. Looks pretty cool. They're almost finished building this stuff down here. If they could just get that done, that'd be great. We have one of the 2 storage containers filled, or, well, not filled, but set up. I have a feeling these are going to fill up super fast. I might have to do more. Uncovered any fossils yet? No, not yet. But we haven't really been playing around down in the oil too much. We went down there far enough to set up our oil production system so we can make plastics and stuff. But this is the only part I've really uncovered this low down in the colony. I'm not even sure how you find fossils. I haven't really experimented with that at all. Like, do they just kind of fall out of, like, cracks the same as you find for, like, seeds and things? Or can you see them in the ground before you get down there? I don't know. How's Frostpunk? I like Frostpunk. It's another city management game, but it's like, it's got the steampunk kind of vibe, but obviously because it's super cold, they called it Frostpunk. It's good. It's a good game. Fall of Winter was brutal even on normal. Oh, yeah. I could see that. Did I kill this Lexter? I don't think so. I didn't do anything to it. It was just sitting there the whole time, and then I guess, I don't know, maybe it decided it was done for? I don't know if they produce any meat when they die. I've never noticed. Never noticed. What time did the stream start? My stream timer on YouTube is saying it's only been going for an hour 25. But I could have sworn I started earlier than that. Primary stream, no data. Huh, that's weird. But more suits and more dupes can work down there. It might be a bad idea. We have room for another 2 docks here, I guess. Stations, we can do some up top and down bottom. Do an exosuit dock here. Well, we'll do 2 here, I guess. And then we'll go down here. Man, it's slow. Build some down here too. Stations. The only trick would be that these exosuit docks actually have tapped into my main oxygen room, which is not necessarily optimal. Oh. That's gonna be weird. It's actually gonna split right on that one. It's not exactly what I want. Deconstruct gas pipes right here. Yeah, they're enjoying the espresso machine at least. Fossil is another tile type of the ground like sandstone. Oh, okay, cool. I wasn't sure if it was like a case of like just things that you found and you had to grind them up or what, but new material like regolith was a new material. Sadly, not buried dino hatch bones. That would be kind of neat. If you could like just like have them like fall out of places where you're digging, that'd be really cool. Getting their groove on. This needs to be set up for 4 more suits, which I apparently don't have the materials for. What am I missing? Copper ore? Did I use up all the copper ore? Wait a minute. How's that a thing? I did use it all up. Man, I must not have been paying attention when I was building something. What is this made out of? Properties, that's wolframite. I should have some excess copper somewhere in the colony that I can swap out. Let's check maybe our power grid. I hate that you have to use copper for that stuff. These doors are largely not getting used, so if I can grab the wire out of here... What's it made out of? Copper. Perfect. So let's deconstruct these power wires, because I just don't even need these doors to open quickly. They never really go in there, so we can recover that copper. I don't really have a lot of excess places for copper, I don't think. What about this stuff? That's all iron. Show me the coppers. Where did I make stuff out of copper? I made Made all that out of iron, so it's not the sliding poles. I don't know. Keep running out of copper. I mean, you can get more on the surface if we can get up there, but it's kind of a pain. Am I ever going to stream on Twitch? Okay, so here's the thing with Twitch. At one point, I was dual streaming to Twitch, where I would stream both to YouTube and to Twitch. I decided at one point to stop dual streaming because my audience is all here. I mean, like, the channel size here is like 64,000 people. So I would stream and have like 400 people watching Oxygen Unincluded here, or 300 or whatever it was. And then I'd have like 5 people on Twitch. It started to get to be a little bit silly because some of the people that were watching on Twitch were people that would normally be watching on YouTube. So I kind of stopped doing that. What I've kind of been toying with the idea of doing is having like 1 day a week where I stream on Twitch and stream to Twitch exclusively. That way I can set up my affiliate on Twitch. And kind of, instead of having all my eggs in one basket, kind of start to develop a little bit of audience over there rather than doing a dual stream, just having a dependent stream to Twitch. But I haven't really decided yet. I'm kind of on the fence about it. Kind of have to think a bit. Bet a lot of mesh tiles below. Oh yeah, they probably are actually. Gold amalgam, gold amalgam. That's gold amalgam. Copper. Copper. Yep, you're right. We have a bunch of copper mesh tiles here we could swap out. I wonder if I just build over top of them, will they recover the copper that's in them? Let's find out. Inquiring minds want to know. If we swap these all out to iron, which we have a much better supply of, we can recover quite a bit of copper this way. See what happens. Please keep Oni on YouTube. Yeah, I definitely would not move Oxygen Unincluded over there. If anything, I was toying with the idea of streaming something like doing my Fortnite streams on Twitch and then recording it at the same time as I'm streaming it, and then like clipping out anything that was interesting and uploading a video on YouTube of that. So that's kind of where I was leaning. Something like Oxygen Unincluded, I would not move. Definitely not. I don't know about other games yet. It's just something I'm sort of considering. I haven't really landed on a specific place yet. Ooh, mess tables might be made out of copper too. You're right. They are. They're all made out of copper. So we'll recover some from here. That may give us enough that we need to make the suits and stuff, so that'd be all right. And then if we need to, at least we know we have that as an option down there. Well, I feel like I spent so much time waiting for them to build things. This is all done down here. It's all connected up there, I think. Da-da-da, that's all ready. This is all set. I can just adjust this now. Current pressure above. Now, let's set it maybe, if it's above 3,000, maybe we'll move it. Oh my gosh, I should just type in here. I'm so lame. Current pressure is above 3,000. Then that will pump. That will allow some steam to come back in. I have a feeling this is going to fill this up like super fast though, because we're moving huge volume of oxygen out of here right now. That's actually a really good. That's really good oxygen supply out of there. It's crazy. See, look. The gas that's arriving is going to fill up this container first. Once this one's full, then it will continue on down the line to fill up the other one. So you don't actually need to daisy chain from the output into the next one. Where it would make a difference, though, is when I want to empty them out. Having one output line off the end one would make a lot of sense. So you're right. I think ultimately, from an efficiency standpoint, connecting them all together that way and only having one output that taps into all the tanks makes way more sense than having a separate line out of each one. But for now, I'll just leave it this way because I'm just filling them up. But look how quick it's filling up. It's gonna max out really quick. 3.9 kilograms. So at least when this thing erupts, when 0.4 cycles, we should hopefully start to see steam in here again, which will start to build up our water supply again. Okay, another problem avoided. Ooh, our duplicates are digging. They're making the ladder. Super slowly. Very, very gradually making their way toward the surface. I'm going to stream a little longer than normal tonight, because I really want to get up near the surface. Let's go find some vacuum of outer space. Let's see what happens. Cool. It's not what I expected at all. Nice to know. Yeah, I mean, so it does fill up that way, but it's still, like I said, from an efficiency standpoint, it probably still makes more sense to daisy chain the output to the input of the next. And then I think what would end up happening is the last tank in the row would fill up first, and then it would backfill all the way through because it would keep outputting into the next one. But at least then when you're ready to take the gas out of the tanks, you're only drawing out of the end one, and it would tap into all of them instead of having to have a separate output line. So it probably still makes more sense to do that. I'm just not super concerned about it, I guess. Oh, there we go. All right, so actually it won't max out that super quick. It's kind of, actually, it took quite a bit in there. Like it's this down below, and we'll see what happens when it erupts next time. Snag some more wonderful gases out of there. Get some water. That'll be good. One more problem averted, no closer to the surface. I know, it always seems to run that way, Tommy. Every time I turn around, I'm dealing with something that always slows down my primary objective. I mean, in a lot of ways, I like that about the game, because there's no such thing as being in a static state that requires no maintenance or no work or fixing. So, like, from that perspective, I think it's really good. Let's go this way. Gonna be kind of a weird fill-up system for that, but that's okay. Heavy wet wire, make a set of air, connect all those. So those will be ready for exosuits whenever we can actually get the materials to make them. And this one down here, they did fix that, so we can take the insulated pipes, do one at the bottom there, one at the top there. It's not the most efficient division of gases, but I really don't want to go crazy. And those are all set up for power, too. Good. More duplicant exosuits are good. Have our whole space team in no time. Would Weezewarts cool the steam room to let water condense, or would it be too hot and kill them? I don't think the Weezewarts will die from the heat. Let's just double check. I mean, that room's not really even that hot, but then, mind you, the steam hasn't been running. So if you check these... Condense point, temperature. Breathable, specific heat capacity. They don't really have like a stifling point, I don't think. So, I mean, we might be able to, but the water condenses pretty naturally anyway. That's part of the challenge with the steam generator, is keeping it hot enough for the system to go. Thank you for a long stream when you play. Hashtag stand up for Fox. Thanks, Balani. Appreciate the super chat, and I am going to change the desk, I think. I just got to switch my microphone around. Hold on a second here. Should probably mute this thing so you guys don't have to listen to it. One moment. All right, hopefully the sound is still decent. I seriously need to get a boom arm for my microphone. I just have like a floor stand kind of thing, which does not work very well when you stand up the desk. Kind of gets on the road. It's fine when I'm sitting because I can get it in from the side, but... Oh, see, look, I didn't build the derpy ladder up here. Woohoo, victory. Oh, we're close enough to the surface we can hear the meteorites hitting up here. I might want to consider having some sort of a control mechanism in here so that we can control the venting of any gases. So let's just set up a simple little room right here for now, just to make sure I don't accidentally make a mess out of things. This will be the space that they can go into, and then we'll continue our ladder up on this side. So that as we make our way to the surface, if we reach a vacuum, it won't siphon off all the gases on me. How we get at the free refined gold from the volcanoes? Well, what I plan to do is set up an auto sweeper, and I'm going to enclose it in the room so that duplicates don't go in and out. The auto sweeper will pick up the metals and put it into the loader, and then use the conveyor system to ship it out into a cold biome where it can cool down, and we can use it afterwards. What are we listening to? Is he coughing? Die again? Fox would have told you about dying. No, it wasn't me dying. That was me adjusting the microphone stand, and I moved the desk to a standing position. So you're probably hearing a certain amount of like the desk motor or whatever, because the vibration's being picked up by the microphone. I'm really surprised actually that we've been able to run most of this colony just off of these two generators, and they don't even run constantly. I haven't even connected the other generator to the system yet. You don't want to disinfect space with chlorine again? Oh, it looked really cool, but no, it wasn't terribly useful. It was like we'd created like the aurora borealis of chlorine gas. It was kind of neat. That was an interesting misclick. I kind of like that. All right. They haven't deconstructed that yet because it's just not a priority enough. Man, it's gonna be a while. I should probably have them while they're down here. They should dig this stuff out if they can even reach it. Well, they will be once they get the ladder down there, because then we can put the pump right here and draw the oil from the very bottom upward. Once they get to that point, anyway, they're kind of busy doing other things. Storing coal and what have you. How do you cool metals once they're in the cold biome? Just put them in a storage there? Yeah, exactly. It'll take a while. I mean, theoretically, if I could store them down here by the anti-entropy thermal nullifier, this thing produces crazy amounts of cold. So I could actually enclose this in a room with the storage containers and like just super freeze them. But I'd have to ship them all the way down there in order to do that, and they're not exactly close. Oh, this is broken now too. Things are overheating in here. I never did swap over the wiring in our oxygen room to be the conductive wire either. Ooh. Man, why is that? It's not getting enough power. Ooh, this system is very close to tapping out. I need to get that battery fixed. Why don't I use the super cool machine? Only because it's just super far away. I have to send them the hot materials a really long way. Is there any auto sweeper material that holds up past plus 75 degrees? The auto sweeper is made out of refined metals. So if we go into these refined metals, so we can make it out of tungsten, and it will hold up. So in here, man, are we still creating lime? That's crazy. Maybe they haven't even made it yet. We can take wolframite and turn it into tungsten. Which I apparently don't have any wolframite. We gotta find more. I kind of wasted it. Huh. I wasted the tungsten. Or the wolframite, rather. That's kind of a shame. Where's the other cold biome? There's another one around here. There it is. There's that one there. We have this cold biome over here. And there's a fair amount of wolframite in here, so we can actually dig this one up. I don't want to dig up the plants because I want to make use of those rather than planting my own. Get a ladder in here. Get all this wolframite out of here. There we go. So we can make that into tungsten, and then the tungsten can handle the heat. Start making the suits. I already have them queued up. It's just a question of whether they actually are making them yet. Oh, these need to be set up with new incubators. All right, tons more hatches. This is actually getting really full in here. How many hatches do we have per room right now? 8 critters in this one, 8 critters in this one, 9 critters in this one. Uh-oh. We're gonna need to start sending our critters somewhere else. Like to the barbecue. Yeah. I need a place to send them that I can actually turn them into barbecue food. I could almost drop them right in here. Oh man, do we build up food quick. 200,000 kilocalories. We were hovering at like 75 to 80 for a while. Make a lot of steel once you make it IRC. It's the most heat-resistant refined metal. Yeah. Well, I'm not really... we're going to need a lot of steel in order to produce the telescope and the rockets system up top. So I'm kind of a little bit leery about using it to do something like sweepers, but tungsten works fine. Tungsten. Here we go. So here's the entry for tungsten. Extremely tough crystalline metal, suitable for power systems. Melting point is 3,421 degrees Celsius. Overheat temperature plus 5,000%. So, I mean, like, it's able to handle it. We don't really need to use steel necessarily. That might actually be a tiny bit of overkill. Use the wart seeds? Yeah, I mean, I don't have a place to put them yet. I guess I could put them around... Let's check our temperatures here. We could do with one here, so let's plant to... Oh, yeah, I got 3 of them. Man, I didn't realize I picked up all those ones. I guess I dug some up. So we'll wart there. We could actually do some wart in here. Maybe. Sorta, kinda. Put one by the bathroom here, maybe. Try to cool down things over by the John a little bit. Stick one down here. That'll be alright. These need to be set up for deliver exosuits, because they probably have produced them now that we got some of that copper back. Or did we get much back? I don't even know. Oh yeah. Produced one. So there's one suit sitting on the ground, and there's enough copper there to make a second one. So that'll be good. Sub-priority 6 on this. Copper, gold, iron, tungsten, yeah. Run cooling loop to the volcano room. Yeah, I mean, we could kind of do that. So if we took it off in the conveyor system and run the conveyor system through a room that's full of Weiswarts, that might actually help cool it down quick. We can kind of toy around with that over here. I mean, right now my primary purpose, because of the stream that we're doing, I want to try and get up near the surface. So, oh my gosh, we found another geyser. Another cool steam vent. That is sweet. It is super out of the way. And it looks like it's idle now, too. It's dormant. This one produces 3.5 kilograms per second of steam versus the 6.5 of the other one we have. So the other one was actually pretty awesome. This one's not bad. Still hear more of those wonderful asteroids hitting. Let's go up to here. We'll dig this over. We'll go up again. Just do a little step ladder system in case we have to carry materials or anything. See where that takes us. We're close to the surface, though. We can hear the asteroids. We can't be that far away. Oh no, more water! Who cares about the way? It looks useful. Oh, water's always useful in this game. Always useful, particularly if we get lucky and it's on a relatively alternating pattern from this one. So if this one's sort of dormant while the other one's producing water, that would be amazing. Is it yet possible to make a completely self-sufficient ecosystem? Technically, it is, if you have a very small number of duplicants. I mean, I have like 18 in here, so they're constantly in need of things: food, water, oxygen, stuff. I don't know. They're constantly in need of stuff, so it's like. How did I not finish building the... I thought I told them to make a fire pole all the way down, but apparently I didn't. Oh, I ran out of materials. That's what the problem was. What was iron? Still can't go all the way to the bottom because we have the water sieve there, but at least that'll help them move around quickly. Yeah, so you can build a pretty self-sufficient system if you have a relatively low number of duplicants, but if you have a lot of them, they're constantly running out of things. You're constantly having to rebalance things. So it doesn't stay terribly self-sufficient. Light button in the bathroom's making heat. Yeah, I put it in there hoping it would help a little bit with the decor. Decor. It's not really, though. Even with the statue here, we're not really getting a good decor effect out of it. The decor pretty much cuts off like here. Boom, dead. And they've got like tiny little bits of it out here. Not good times. Oh, these are all made of sandstone. I probably should have made those out of granite. That helped a tiny bit. It produces heat, but it's not like it makes a lot of heat. I mean, it's at 69.2 degrees Celsius, which is pretty warm, I guess. You know what? We're getting, you know, whatever. We'll deconstruct it. We're getting like no real decor benefit out of there anyway, so that's fine. We'll get rid of it. Does gas pressure change Wheezewort cooling ability? I don't think it's I mean, it can, yeah, because it's cooling the gas itself, but it's also about what the gas, like the type of gas that you're using, and the specific heat capacity of the gas. So hydrogen tends to be the best one for that purpose because you can alter the temperature of it a lot. So generally speaking, if you see people like making stuff that they're trying to cool with Wheezeworts, they're almost always using hydrogen gas if they have the option. All right, I'm gonna change the priority on this power grid here so we can start to use some of that natural gas we produced. Give me all this junk that you guys haven't done. All this. It'll be two different sets of duplicants too, because the ones that are down bottom won't be dealing with the stuff up top. So the ones that are up here, they can finish this line, and then they can also continue to dig up here. They're very slowly getting up there. So slowly. It's like such a painfully slow climb up to the surface. For next bathroom, alternate sinks and lavatories. Sinks have positive decor effect. Yeah, I really should. Yeah. At the time that I built it, I really wasn't paying any attention to that. I just sort of threw them all in an order. But you're right. Like, if you alternate them, you spread out the decor better. Would more hydrogen add to the thermal capacity of the room for infrequent bursts of heat? Yeah, like you want to try to max out the pressure of the hydrogen in there if you can, because it'll allow for the absorption of more heat. Steam room, the pump is idle. Yeah, I have it set on pressure, so it's over. If it's over 3,000 grams in here, where the pressure sensor is, then it'll turn on. It'll pump it out. I don't have it running constantly. But this also isn't erupting constantly, so it's fine. Tacos every day. Tacos. I love tacos. I never have them enough. My kids actually, oddly enough, they don't really like tacos. I remember being a kid and thinking Taco Day was like the best day of the week. My kids don't eat them. So disappointing. Already had those set at harvest. Okay. For some reason I didn't think I had those set to be harvested, but I did, so we're fine. It's all good. They're cold by. Man, we have lots of Wheezeworts at least. When it gets to the point of like really wanting to use them, we have options. We've got options. Look for tacos elsewhere. Wait. Where are the tacos? Ah, sorry, no tacos here. I wish I had tacos right now. I'm kind of hungry. I don't think I had dinner. Look at cold biomes. You'll see green Wheezeworts, and the reason they don't really cold is there isn't enough gas pressure. Yeah. Do you think it's necessary to encase anti-entropy thermal nullifier and fill the room with hydrogen for petrol liquid cooling system, or liquids will cool down fast enough without hydrogen? Well, I mean, you're pumping hydrogen into the machine in the first place, but I mean, it produces a crazy amount of cold. Like, you can still cool down liquids fine with it because of how much it produces. In terms of, like, any kind of, like, heat transfer like that, if you have hydrogen gas in there, it's going to be more effective. But it just depends on what you're looking to do anyway. I mean, are you trying to turn it into a solid, or are you just trying to cool it down? If you're trying to solidify it, then obviously anything you can do that reduces the time consumption and energy required to do that, then better. So you can just put... You know, you can put some gas in there or whatever, but oh man, I didn't realize there was chlorine in here. Huh. Unfortunately, it's sitting below the oxygen, so the pump should never move it out as long as we keep pressure in there. Yeah, like everything cools faster with hydrogen, but I mean, do you really need it I guess is the question. The only Mexican restaurant you went to basically had the same meal with different packaging for their whole menu. Was it Taco Bell? Is that what it was? Yo Quiero, Taco Bell and all that? Ooh, there's actually... We've got a bit of water stored in here already. Not a lot, but a little bit. Oh, we're so close. I can tell. It's like right here. It's right there. Is he low on coal? Is it stored in other places as well? I have coal stored in a few different places. So we had some getting stored in here, but let's actually just double check that. Consumable ore. We have 7.8 tons of coal, so I think we're okay. I have coal stored in the main part of the colony. I have some stored. I have that set up for storing coal. I have these down here set for storing coal. Plus, we have tons of coal in the environment itself. I mean, we're not actually in a bad spot that way. I forgot I had a chlorine geyser down there. I should probably gather more iron, because I've kind of been using a lot of it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eventually, I'm going to need more gold, too. Let's set a priority of these on... Priority for this on 6. Hello. There we go. Game lag. Glorious, glorious game lag. Over here and up here. Get to work, my little dudes. Look below your rightmost cold biome for the undiscovered room. Oh, okay, hold on. Rightmost cold biome. Rightmost cold biome. I don't see the undiscovered room you're talking about. Is it like down here somewhere? Because I might be blind, but I'm just not seeing it. Oh, but this one here we already did. So we already used this this neurovacillator. It's been used already. We almost killed Ari Luco in there. We forgot that we being me completely forgot that I sent Ari Luco over there, and he almost suffocated to death. It's good times. Just wondering whether extra effort encasing it in walls, getting rid of other gases, and filling with hydrogen worth the effort, or just put lots of diamond back walls and well, I would say experiment with it. I haven't tried it actually, but you could try experimenting with it. Fox playing till service. That's the idea. I want to get all the way up there. My timer on YouTube is also a little funky. It says I've only been streaming for less than 2 hours now, but I'm pretty sure we've been live for more than 2 hours. So I'm a little curious about what's going on with that. But yeah, I really want to get to the surface. That was the whole plan for this stream. I knew we weren't going to get the telescope built because there's a lot yet to do in order to get that set up. But what I wanted to do was get to the surface. And we actually do need to set up a system to refine metals in order to produce steel anyway. I'm fairly certain we actually have to use the metal refinery in order to produce steel. So it refines copper ore, wolframite, electrum, gold, pyrite, iron, refined carbon, and lime. Yeah, so this is the one we need. And actually, I need refined carbon. I get refined carbon. Refined carbon is a solid element purified from raw coal. So we'll have to make some of that also. Critter starving. We've always got critter starving. You know what the issue is? Critter starvation is the these guys here. I'm surprised that's the only one. Unfortunately, our puffs are kind of in an environment that is not supplying them with the type of food they need. So priority 7 on that. They've got this almost done. Almost done. Finish this off. And that could be our secondary power system. Now, that's actually connected to a grid that... I should actually have a battery here that it's charging up, just to make sure that I don't run this thing unnecessarily. Because we're going to be producing all kinds of excess power, I think. So I'm going to throw a smart battery in here, too. And we'll connect this to this same grid. In theory, there we go. And then I'll connect that up using the automation system so that we don't run this when this battery's too full. Sam A with a $2 super chat. Please flatten the area left of granulators. You mean right here? This spot right here? Is it tweaking your brain a little bit? I'll have you know I don't suffer from OCD. This doesn't bother me in the slightest. There we go. I'll smooth it out for you. No distractions. Sprint to space. Well, they're working on it. I already have it prioritized. It's a question of them actually doing it. It's a slush geyser? What's a slush geyser? Been live 2 hours and 20 minutes. Yeah, it's so funny. I knew I was live longer than that. For whatever reason, the live counter on my YouTube stream isn't off, which concerns me because it makes me wonder whether it got interrupted at some point. And if it's going to fail to capture it all in the stream recording, which would really suck. Yeah, it's the tweak in your brain a little bit. Like I said, it doesn't bother me at all. I can have my... I mean, look at how I build my colony. I mean, the middle part is fairly organized, but if you look at pretty much everything else, like this is all just a disorganized mess. This is fairly disorganized. Now, this is fairly orderly. This is all kind of weirdly set up. It's funny when you like zoom out, like you can see just how much of the colony we've actually expanded out over time. They're so close to space, but I still can't see it. I can hear it, I just can't see it. It says 223 for me, so that means I should be able to see it all later. Okay, good. That's a plus. Yeah, the slush geysers are awesome. They're really handy, actually. You have Alfredo. Oh, man, I'm hungry. Like I said, I don't think I ate dinner. I probably should have. In hindsight, I should have eaten. Come on, guys. You're almost done with this thing. You're almost finished. It's so close. Spent like half the stream building this freaking power system. This thing's producing power like mad, and it's really going nowhere. Good times. Please, oh please, build this fast. Cursor over the unknown room that is to the right of the plastics room. Oh, this one right here. Oh, that's... Oh, I thought you said below the cold biome. But yeah, there's this one here. Again, I'm not super worried about it. I guess we could dig in here and find out what's in here. Not all of our duplicates can be working topside toward the outer space zone anyway. So we'll give them access over here. We can find out what's in this little hidden room. I wonder how they give a genetic sample when they're wearing the exosuit. Does it like punch a little hole in the suit on them? Like, how does that work exactly? This is still not enough because I haven't stripped out the copper in here yet. Probably some of the doors I have in here are made out of copper also. We can never get to the point of getting rid of those. If you set the battery threshold of the coal higher than the natural gas, it will take the strain off the coal resource. Yes, you are correct. This one's not even set yet, though. So this threshold is set for 95, so if we set the other standby to like 90, should be okay. That's enough space burn on my forehead. Time to call it a night. Don't forget to slap a few Weezwarts in your O2 batteries. Keep them cool. Yeah, I was actually in the middle of converting them over to... Did I forget to do it? I think I did. I'm surprised it's still running. I was going to build another battery in here out of gold. And actually, now that I think of it, I think I used up all the gold amalgam, so I don't even have... I don't. Ruh-roh. Ain't got no gold to weigh me down. There we go. I gotta build another battery in there just to make sure that stays balanced. I mean, it seems to be fine with two, but I'd like to have the added protection of having a third one in there. See the hidden room easily when zoomed out. Again, if it was this one you're talking about, then yeah, that makes sense. But it wasn't really beneath the cold biome. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Most of the time, unless they actually have the crazy brain messer upper thing or the neural vacillator, unless it has that in it, it's largely not worth the time and effort spent to go find them. What I miss? I had an odd glitch happen today while playing Oni. I had them set to not even require food and went to print the next dupe, only to end up with that dupe showing up dead by starvation. Oh, really? I've never seen that. Were you doing something in Sandbox for that, or was it like debug mode that you were using? Because I don't think I've ever had that happen. Should be lower for the coal, so it kicks in only when the natural gas can't keep up. Well, not necessarily, because it will be producing power from here, right? So you're right. No, okay, yeah. So it does need to be set lower, because you want this one to stop earlier. No, we put this one to standby at like 80. Maybe I shouldn't have done that just yet. They keep having to stock this in with coal. I need to get an automated system in here to deliver coal. How do you get rid of the overlay and zoom out like that? You hit Alt-S. Oh, here we go. This is ready. So I'm going to set this one for, I don't know, like 90. Start it up again. It's down to like 20. There we go. So this one's not in a power generator room, so we're not going to get the maximum efficiency out of it. However, we are now making use of the gas that we were producing over here that we weren't using before. That's producing some power for us, albeit relatively slowly. But it's producing some power. It's also producing CO2, which we'll ultimately have to deal with later, because it's going to start to really get high pressure in here. But that's connected to our main grid, which is keeping this supplied. These aren't even running right now. We're actually running just off the batteries and our natural gas generation. So that's good. That gives us a little bit of added coverage for our general power grid, which is nice. And because it's connected to that main grid, it's evenly distributing the power throughout the base, so it's only going to consume it where it's needed, instead of just tapping it into one individual branch of the power line. It's only in Sandbox mode, but I don't think it really done anything via Sandbox. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I haven't really played around with Sandbox much. We toyed around with it when the beta branch was open for the Rocketry upgrades, because I wanted to see the different Rocketry components. But outside of that, I haven't really done a ton. You know what I should do? These ladders up here, if I make them out of igneous rock, which is the stuff we were already digging through. Oh, it's already waiting for igneous rock. Okay, that's fine. So they have some igneous rock sitting on the ground here. They shouldn't have to carry so much up there. Bunch of water here, some polluted stuff. Thank you, Sarah. You're the best. BDS Empire with a $2 super chat. Closer and closer to the surface. Yay! It's so slow going. I mean, I even have it at priority 7. Oh, no, I have it priority 6. What did I do priority 7 on? Oh, yeah, getting the copper. That's right. Because I wanted to get more suits built in here. They did build another suit. Oh, they maxed out the suits. Good. Okay, so they did get the copper back from all that stuff. So that's good. It's all done. Now I'll set this for 7, I guess. Show me that outer space love. Need me some space. Won't the heat bleed out of the colony? For which part? You mean if we open up into outer space? No, not so much. I'll have it sealed down here anyway. I have a door here. It's more about like it's less about the heat that bleeds out and more about the gases and stuff that escape when you open up the vacuum. Heat itself doesn't transfer into the vacuum at all. So, for example, if you have a machine that produces heat and you stick it in a vacuum, the heat stays contained completely within the machine. It doesn't have a chance to offload any of the heat. So you don't really have to worry about that so much from a colony perspective. It's really more about gases escaping. So you just try to set up a system to not let the gases vent out on you. Toy around with the priorities menu for faster buildings. Still Snow! 1,200 yen for my favorite YouTube streamer, Oni. Thanks, Still Snow. I appreciate the super chat. I have some bad news for you, Still Snow. I recorded some more XCOM 2. And your character may or may not have had an unfortunate incident with some Advent soldiers that may or may not have resulted in negative outcomes. I cannot confirm nor deny. P9, P9, P9. Well, P9 isn't going to make a difference between P7, really. There's 3 of them already up or working, so that's good. And these doors... these doors are going to be a real nuisance. More ladder. Get to work, my dude. That's all igneous rock, so as long as they're building the ladders out of igneous rock, they've got a supply right here and they don't have to go for it, which is good. Let's save them having to run back and forth a whole bunch. Kind of wish I had power for these doors now. Oh, look. Mafic rock. This is the surface up here. I'm surprised I don't see a vacuum here yet, but that's okay. If I tap into this, what am I going to be off venting? A little bit of chlorine, a little bit of polluted oxygen and stuff. So actually nothing too bad. So we can continue to climb upwards here, I think. If anything, heat will bleed into your colony. Meteorite heat stuff. Yeah. Well, except that if it's a vacuum, you won't get that heat bleeding in either. I mean, unless you have stuff built up near the top that's going to be exposed to the heat, potentially. Toy around with the priorities menu for faster building. I mean, they're already kind of... they're prioritizing it. We're close. I mean, we can see the surface there now. The Mafic rock is, like, right there. We got some regolith up here, Mafic rock. If we can just get past that, then we'll see outer space, finally. It took forever to get up there. Sorry it took so long. I always feel like I set these priorities for what I want to do for a stream, and I never seem to get to them until the end of the stream. You survived longer than you expected. Yeah, I mean, you were doing pretty well, actually, until things happened. I won't spoil it for you. Like I said, I can't confirm nor deny. Temp shift and water tank. Alright, my dudes. You're getting there. Oh my gosh. They get all the way up there and then they need to leave. Where are you going? There's rock up there already. What the? He went halfway down the ladder, then went back up again. Or she did, I guess. Sarah Beep. There we go. We have igneous rock. There's no reason they should be running down. Where are you going? All right, see you later. Thanks for playing. I don't know, maybe the suit needs recharging or something. That's weird. It's such a long way up there. I really do need to get the vacuum tube set up. Oh man, like a little bit of water immersed in the pump. Which where? I look forward to seeing the outcome. Yeah. Like I said, it was going well, and then it wasn't anymore. Look, there's a vacuum. Vacuum. Come on, guys. Igneous rock ladder. Are the parties set for the miner to build as well as dig? Probably not. That's probably a good idea. Let's check out our miners. General engineer, rancher, chef, farmer, artifact, artist, farmhand. Do we even have any miners? Mo. All right, let's crank out the priority for building. We only have one miner. Oh no, 2. There we go. No, that's electrical engineer. I only have one miner? That needs to be fixed. I mean, the tricky part is I know some other people might have gotten trained on mining, though. Who can I shift over there? Who don't I need right now? And doing whatever they're... Artist. We don't need an artist right now. Let's get an artist over there. We'll take more cowbell. We'll put them as a miner. More cowbell. There we go. That might help a little bit. Once they switch hats, we'll change their priority around a little bit. That's probably why I was going so slowly. Trying to suggest ways to cool hot hydrogen. Oh, I see. Yep. Wait for the Draco to be the next space explorer. It'd be neat if they had, like, excuse me, if they could get, like, vacuumed up out of the opening or, like, blown out with the rest of the gases that are that are vacating the area. See it, like, launch into space or something. And sadly, that doesn't happen. I mean, sadly for me, it's probably good for the Draco. I mean, he's probably perfectly fine with not being vented into space. Come on, duplicants. Work faster. How's our oxygen? Ooh, pressure is lower. We have all this oxygen here at 34 degrees. That's a little bit warmer than I would like it to be. This oxygen's at 31 degrees. Again, similarly, too warm. Sam A, $2 super chat. Thanks for extra hour of Oni. Well, I wanted to get up to the surface because that was my plan. So that's what we're doing. Plus, I missed the stream on Thursday, so excuse me. So I can't complain too loudly about playing extra. I think that did the trick. Hopefully. We'll see. They should make a little bit better progress now anyway. If we go into, whoops, not jobs, priorities. More cowbell. We want to crank up the build for them too. There we go. That should help. YouTube chat doesn't really allow links. Yeah, not so much. It automatically blocks them. Rancers are still going for the Drecos. If so, they're running out of oxygen there. Whereabouts? You mean way down here in the lower right? I mean, they pop in here, and then they leave, so I don't know. Should be fine. Got a lot of polluted water down there. A lot of polluted water. Hey, TGP. Oh, they're so close. Sometimes sitting and waiting on the duplicates is just excruciating. Heat is the enemy of this game. So surprising when and where it comes from. Yeah, sometimes. I mean, definitely, like, heat death is an issue, right? Because particularly where it comes to, like, any plants that you're growing, if it gets outside of the comfortable range for the plant to grow and it stifles from the heat, that's a really big problem. The heat is more often not a direct killer so much as it is kills off your food supply and your duplicants starve to death. Can I see your comment? Hey, guys, what is this? This is Oxygen Not Included. Basically, it's a colony building game. We start off with these 3 little duplicants in the middle of an asteroid, and you have to kind of dig out a space for them to live, almost like an ant colony. They do all kinds of research, unlock new types of things, other things they can build, and you get gradually more advanced civilization inside the colony. And you have to supply them with their necessary needs, like oxygen and food, places to live and sleep, and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of cool. There's a fair amount of complexity in the game. Should start making a second oxygen room. Yeah, I really should, but I need to make sure I'm going to have a consistent supply of water in order to feed it. We do have we have plenty of Wheezworts now, so it's actually be really easy to cool oxygen coming from a secondary room. There's the space. We're so near. Let's build a ladder up here. So we got to the surface anyway, for the most part. We just haven't gotten... We obviously don't have a place to build the telescope just yet. I think what we'll do after we get the ladder built up here is I'm going to build the plastic tubing that lets them like zip all the way up to the surface. It takes a lot of power, unfortunately. But if we can get some power systems set up there, we can also set up a system for detecting meteors. We'll have to try to... I'm not entirely sure how we can protect those things. I mean, if we put them in bunkers, then it blocks the signal, and therefore it can't read the sky, kind of thing. So we might end up in a situation where they constantly have to go up to fix those crazy detection system all the time. Things get super hot up there too, from all the regolith that comes from the meteors and things. But space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the dupe ship, Crazy Dupe. It's continuing mission to kill off duplicants in all manner of forms. You can go, little dude. Oh, like one little tiny little bit at a time. Well, we got up here anyway. It's actually getting pretty late. It's like 10 to 1 in the morning my time. I gotta call it a wrap. We did get to the surface. We didn't really have time to build anything up there the way I was hoping to, because I kind of wanted to get a room set up here that's in the vacuum environment but has back walls. There's a staging area for the duplicants to do things. Protect them from some of the heat and stuff that's up here, because they get sunburns and like can get totally overheated and things when they're on the surface too. So we kind of have to be a little bit careful of that. The temperature here is 200 degrees Celsius versus like 41 degrees below this abyssalite. So once we cut through here, there's going to be some heat, some heat issues right here, but it's pretty far away from the colony, so we don't have to worry a ton about that. For the most part, everything went fairly well today. As always, there's that random element of things that I have to try to fix in progress in order to get everything to actually work out and get what we need to support everything. But we did manage to build a secondary power system out of our natural gas generation, which we were producing over here when we were making the plastics. This is almost completely filled with petroleum. Down here, we consumed all the oil, so we're ready to break this out and move it down below so we can consume more of the oil that's down here to make more plastics and more petroleum. We're going to have to set up a refinery so we can start to make steel out of the lime that we got. We'll need to refine coal, because that's going to be a component for making the steel also, and that's going to be necessary for making the telescope, and the telescope is going to give us the research points that we need to get into the the astronaut type of stuff. We're going to need a center, like an astronaut center for the duplicants to do their training so they can become astronauts. Like, there's still a ton to go. It's cycle 241. So lots to work on. But we'll come back next time. The next stream for this will be on Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. As much as I would like to shift to 9 p.m., it just hasn't been working when I tried it. So I'm going to stick with 10 for now. And hopefully that all works out. So next time, we'll use some of the plastics to make... What is going on here? Body temperature. Of course, with the body temperature. So I got to solve that too. Excellent. Pipe at 17 degrees Celsius. Why is that a problem? Ooh, wait a minute. Finally happened. All right, I gotta fix that too when we come back next time. Oh, the oxygen room, the battery that broke allowed it to deplete enough energy that the battery stopped, the system stopped running, so it's not pumping in cold oxygen, which is letting heat things. You know, there's always something in this game. That's probably why I like it, I guess. Nevertheless, we'll come back on Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you to everyone who was here to hang out tonight. I appreciate all of your company, and thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you also to our new member on the channel. I gotta scroll back and find the name because I'm so bad with names. Where is it? Drandolph. Thank you to the new member Drandolph for supporting and setting up a membership as well. I'm as always CrypticFox. I'll see all of you next time.